Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the best mascot in the Atlantic League. It is your champ. So it's a car line, the use of car sports with nine.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Lions bunts up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play, and the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch. And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks Northwell Health Southside Hospital pregame show.
We are live here at Constellation Field in Sugar Land, Texas. It is time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. Tonight, it is game number 2 of a 3-game series as the Ducks look for their third win in a row, and they take on the Sugar Land Skeeters. Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Pollack. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play for all of tonight's action. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball, and online as well at liducks.com. Well, it was a terrific day for the Ducks yesterday. Once they got here to Texas, they were able to break out their bats in a big way, something that the Ducks have been struggling to do at points in the second half, but they did not struggle yesterday. They pounded out 11 runs on 16 hits against Jake Hale and the Skeeters bullpen and came away with an 11-3 series opening victory coming off the heels of that win in the homestand finale, Fan Appreciation Day, on Sunday afternoon. Let's go through the highlights from yesterday's game. Jared Leverett was the starter for the Ducks, and he got out of a first-inning jam after allowing the first two to reach, induce a flyout from Jeremy Barfield and a double play from Delwyn Young. That would set the tone for the night, and in the third inning with one out, the Ducks would begin a rally. Anthony Vega reached on a bunt, on an infield single, I should say, to second, and Phelan Lentini followed with a single to right that put runners at first and third with one out for Delta Cleary Jr. Infield is about halfway all the way around here. Cleary Jr., a fly ball in the air to center, should be deep enough, and it was misplayed by the center fielder Tassoni. He couldn't see it, it's over his head. Vega will score, Lentini goes to third, he'll stop there, and Cleary Jr. is going to be in at second with a double. That plates a run, and Long Island strikes first. They lead it 1-0 in the third. So the double for Cleary Jr. puts the Ducks in front. Cody Puckett would follow, and he'd add 2 more runs. First pitch. Puckett lines one in the air to left. On the run, Dominguez. He's not going to get it. That's going to land for a base hit along the line. Lentini will score. Cleary Jr. will score. It's a 2-run single to left field for Cody Puckett. And Long Island now leads it 3-0 here in the third inning. So Puckett, who had 2 RBIs on Sunday, adds 2 more, and the Ducks have an early 3-0 lead. But that would not be the end of it. Tyler Colvin then would reach on an error by Beamer Weems when his throw to second on a potential double play ball was mishandled by Zawatsky. Couldn't get to it. So on the error, the Ducks had runners at first and second for Mike Blank. Puckett is the runner at second, and Colvin the runner at first. And here a line drive to the right side. That is going to sneak through, a base hit for Blank. Puckett around third. Here's the throw to the plate from Barfield. That's not in time. It airmails the catcher. Colvin around third. He's going to come in to score. And down to second base goes Blank. The Skeeters all out of sorts here on the defensive end. 2 runners score on the play, and Long Island's lead is 5-0. So give Blank the RBI single. Colvin then scores on the error. The Ducks with a 5-0 advantage. Matt Wessinger would follow with a base hit to left, and then Chris Skur reached on a fielder's choice that would score Blank. All told, 6 runs in the inning, 4 of which were earned on 7 hits and 2 errors, and the Ducks had an early 6-0 lead. Skeeters would get their only run against Jared Leverett in the 4th inning as Rene Tassoni hit a bloop double in the air to shallow right, went to third on a pass ball, and scored on a sac fly from Jeremy Barfield. But Leverett got out of the inning without any further trouble, and then the Ducks would bat around again in the 5th inning to knock Jay Cale out of the game. With 1 out, Mike Blank was hit by a pitch. Wessinger and Skura followed with back-to-back singles to load the bases for Carlos Hughes. He grounded into a fielder's choice. They got the out at home plate, so there was the 2nd out of the inning. But the Ducks would rally with 2 out as Anthony Vega stepped up to the plate. The 1-1 pitch, ground ball up the middle, caroms off of Hale towards second base. Everybody is going to be safe. In to score from third is Matt Wessinger on the RBI single from Anthony Vega. The Ducks get their 6-run lead back and go in front 7-1. So an RBI infield single for Anthony Vega makes it a 7-1 game, and then the big hit came from Phelan Lentini. Hale kicks and delivers. Lentini a rip past the diving try of Palmero and down the left field line. Skura scores. Hughes scores. They go around third. Here comes the relay throw to the plate. Not in time. Heading for third is Lentini. He's in there safely with a bases clearing 3-run double. And Long Island's lead is now 10-1 here in the 5th inning. So 3 RBIs for Lentini, a new career high, and 39 doubles for him. That would spell the end of the night for Jay Cale. In came John Velasquez, and Delta Cleary Jr. would cap the scoring for Long Island. So the first time in exactly a month as Cleary Jr. smacks one to right field. This is going to get down for a base hit out of the reach of Barfield. Lentini will trot home from third, 2nd RBI and 2nd hit of the night for Cleary Jr. The Ducks have now batted around again here in the 5th inning. 2nd time tonight they have done so. And the lead is 11-1 for Long Island. And that exactly a month reference was to the fact that the Ducks had not scored double-digit totals in runs for the first time since August the 12th. That was the last time they had done that before last night. The Ducks get an 11-1 lead at that point. Skeeters would end up not getting a run in the 8th inning against Freddie Cabrera. They would score 2 unearned runs in the 9th after Zawatsky and Weems reached with 1 out. And then with 2 outs, Juan Martinez hit a little dribbler to the first base side of the mound that Freddie Cabrera mishandled and threw away that allowed 2 runs to score. But ultimately, he would get Barfield a ground out to end the game, and the Ducks won it 11-3, out-hitting the Skeeters 16-7. Each team had 2 errors in the game. Jared Leverett, 7 innings of 5-hit, 1-run ball. He walked 2 and struck out 7 to go to 6-8 on the year. The loser, Jay Cale, fell to 5-3. We'll take a break here on the pregame show. When we come back, I'll sit down with yesterday's starting pitcher and winner, left-hander Jared Leverett.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Byers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
back here at Constellation Field as we get ready for tonight's game between the Long Island Ducks and the Sugarland Skeeters. Ducks with an 11-3 win yesterday, and while the offense was the story with 11 runs on 16 hits, the pitching was superb as well, especially from starter Jarrett Leverett, who threw 7 innings of 1-run ball, striking out 7 to earn his 6th win of the season and 2nd in a row with the Ducks. I got a chance to catch up with the left-hander before tonight's game. Jared, another strong start for you, your 2nd in a row last night, allowing just 1 run over 7 innings. What was especially working well for you in last night's game against Sugarland?
I think I was just able to keep them off balance, but the biggest thing that helped was that offense and that run support. It was able to allow me to settle in and get in a groove, but definitely just keeping them off balance. Blank and I were working well together, and I think they just thought that something was coming, and it wasn't.
Especially at the start of the game, first inning right away, you've got 2 on, nobody out, and facing one of the best hitters in the league this year. How'd you find a way to get him out and then get out of the jam without giving up a run, Jeremy Barfield?
Well, he hit the ball well, but I mean, as long as that guy's not hitting balls in the gap or over the fence like he's done all season, I guess it's a successful outing for me against him when he doesn't drive runners in. But no, I mean, that was good. And then I felt like he hit me hard all night, actually. But he got out, so it went down on the board, in the scorebook as an out. So I'll take it.
You get the 6 runs of support in that third inning, to take the big lead for an offense that's been struggling to get some consistency going and put up big runs like that. What was the mood like in the dugout after that inning? How big of a lift was it for you guys to put together an offense and a run like that?
Well, anytime you're scoring runs like that, and it makes the whole game a lot more fun and exciting for everyone. And the mood was good in the dugout, and I hope that we can carry it over to tonight.
Overall for you were able to go 2 more innings than you went the previous start and only threw a couple more pitches. I know you had talked about getting your pitch count down after your last start where you threw almost 105 innings. What did you do yesterday that enabled you to keep that pitch count low?
Just attack, pitch to contact. I knew I wasn't going to go out there and strike everybody out, and I wasn't trying to do that. So I just wanted to put the ball in play and just try to get weak contact off of them.
Being one of the newcomers to a team that's already been in place for a lot of the season, even though there's been a lot of changing faces on the pitching staff, have you felt in your last couple starts, especially with the way the first one went, that you're trying to almost pitch for a spot in that rotation for the playoffs? Has that added pressure, added a little bit more intensity and fire in you?
Yeah, I think it's added more of a competitive nature to me. I'm not trying to do too much or anything, but, obviously I would like to pitch in the playoffs. That would be special. I haven't got to do that in my career, so I think it ups everyone's game, and, we can't control that. That's up to KB and those guys to make that decision, so I'm just trying to control what I can control and take care of my business.
Being one of the guys that traveled with this team yesterday to come down here to Texas, and then being one of the guys that played during the course of the game, how tough is that travel during the day mentally on you, and how big of a lift was it to put a performance like that up on a day where you guys travel down here?
I think the biggest thing was that we got a direct flight here, and we were able to hang out in the hotel room and get a nap in. But it's mentally challenging for sure. It can be draining, but it's just, we got to do it. Other guys, everyone's got to do it that plays, and they have to experience travel days and things like that. So it's just part of it. You just have to strap it on and bring it, really. And finally, how good did you feel for some of the guys that got in there yesterday that didn't get to play too much on the homestand, the Matt Wessinger, Chris Skura, Carlos Hughes combo? Oh, it was nice. It was fun to watch, and everyone contributed, So we're all one team, and whoever's in there each night, we expect them to play hard. So.
Thanks so much, Jared. Congratulations on the win last night.
All right, thank you, man.
Pella Middle School with our national anthem here tonight, and thank you to Jared Leverett for joining us on the pregame show. We'll take a break. When we come back, the starting lineups and the first pitch of tonight's game.
Hi, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bayshore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Back here at Constellation Field, just about ready to go for Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Long Island Ducks and the Sugar Land Skeeters. A look at the pitching matchup quickly. Aaron Thompson, a left-hander, will take the mound for the Skeeters tonight. 8-5 record, a 3.95 ERA overall. 24 games, 21 of those starts this season, coming off of a no decision September 7th in Somerset when he allowed 3 runs in 6 innings. And Bobby Blevins will take the mound for the Ducks. Been a struggle this year. 2-11, a 5.60 ERA. 22 games, 21 of which have been starts. He also allowed just 3 runs over 6 innings on September the 7th. That was a loss, though, a 3-2 defeat to the Bridgeport Bluefish at Bethpage Ballpark. Blevins has lost each of his last 3 starts. The Skeeters, meanwhile, have lost in each of Thompson's last 4 starts, so something we'll have to give tonight. Meanwhile, for the starting lineups, a lot of the regulars back in for the Ducks. Phelan Lentini leads off in right field. Dan Lyons bats second, he plays shortstop. Delta Cleary Jr. is the center fielder and hits third. In left field tonight is the cleanup hitter. That is Lou Ford. First action in left field this season and first time in the outfield since May the 27th. Cody Puckett, the DH, bats fifth. Ruben Gotay is at second base, hitting sixth. Mike Dowd will do the catching and bat seventh. Mike Blank is over at first base, hitting eighth. And Matt Westinger rounds out the order at third base for Long Island. We'll give you the Skeeter lineup in the bottom half of the first inning. Aaron Thompson is ready to go for Sugar Land on the mound. First pitch to Phelan Lentini is a fastball taken high, and we are underway on a beautiful night for baseball here in Sugar Land. The humidity has gone down after some rain came through earlier today. The 1-0, and that's in for a strike at the belt, 1-1. Clear skies mostly overhead, just some high thin clouds, nothing threatening. The wind blowing towards the right field foul pole from left field, not a very strong breeze. And the 1-1 misses up high, another fastball from Thompson. And that'll run the count to 2-1 on Lentini. Lights are on here in Sugar Land, just past 7 o'clock local time. Lentini taking inside. Looked like a cutter that time from Thompson, so now 3-1. Third baseman Juan Martinez plays in tight for Lentini. 3-1 delivery, and that's up high, ball 4, not the start Thompson wanted. Phelan Lentini draws a leadoff walk. It's a Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. So underway here in Texas on this Tuesday night. Ducks looking to win their 3rd consecutive game. If they do, it would be the first time since the middle of July that they have won 3 in a row. Also looking for their first series win since the first series in the month of August. First pitch from Thompson on the way to Dan Lyons. And that is taken high, ball 1. Thompson having a lot of trouble here in the early going, finding the strike zone. .274 batting average on the season for Lyons. He has 7 home runs and 48 runs batted in. From the stretch is Thompson. Lentini with a good lead at first. Throw over, and Lentini has to dive back safe. Ducks will have to be careful. Not as easy to run against Thompson. A left-hander's got the better pickoff move, and could be deceiving. The Ducks have had some instances of late where they've been caught either going too quickly or caught leaning at first, so they'll have to be paying attention. Another throw over, and again Lentini is back, and you can hear the screams from the Ducks dugout on the third base side, yelling back for Lentini to retreat back to first base. Lions awaits a 1-0 from Thompson. He kicks and fires. There goes Lentini. Pitches a breaking ball up high for a ball. The throw down to second base, not in time. Lentini slides in head first safely before the tag from second baseman Jeff Dominguez. So that is stolen base number 48 on the year for Phelan Lentini, second most in the Atlantic League. He's also second in stolen base percentage. It's kind of odd. Rene Tassoni of the Skeeters leads the league in that department. 2-0. There's a strike, a fastball that zips over the inside corner. But Tassoni this year has just 13 steals. He's 13 of 13. Meanwhile, Lentini is 48 of 53. But he's second in the league as Tassoni qualifies for the stolen base percentage leaders. 2-1. Lines a pop-up in the air foul, first base side. That is out of play. We'll even up the count at 2-2 on the Duck shortstop. His mission here, hit a ground ball or a line drive to right to try and get Lentini to third base with less than 2 outs, and Delta Cleary Jr. waiting on deck. Thompson stands all the way on his right side of the rubber. 2-2, and Lions ground ball at the third base line, just foul. Just went to the left of the third base bag as we view it from behind home plate. Ken Langford, the third base umpire, making the call that it was foul. So we'll do it again at 2-2. Lentini takes his lead off of second as Thompson looks back that way. Lions will get reset into the batter's box. Stands in close to home plate. Another 2-2 pitch coming. Thompson a long look back to second. Now deals to the plate. Lions are swinging a line drive in a left field. Racing in is Lamont. I'll have to play it on a hop. It's a base hit. Rounding third, Lentini. Here comes the throw home to the plate. It is not in time. Lentini went in standing up. An RBI single to the left center for Dan Lyons. And 2 batters into the ball game. The Ducks have a 1-0 lead. Good start for Long Island and a good piece of base running there from Lentini. He saw right away that Lamonta was not going to be able to make that catch. And by the time Lamonta got it, he was rounding third base. Lamonta does not have the strongest arm out and left. The throw was pretty solid in a close play at the plate, but Lentini went in standing up and got his foot on the base before the tag was applied. 49th RBI of the season for Lions and the 103rd run for Lentini. Here's Cleary Jr. Squares to bunt, pushes it foul, first base line. Cleary Jr., a switch hitter batting from the right side. The Ducks have all right-handed hitters tonight. It's either righties or switch hitters who would obviously bat from the right side against Thompson. Vega and Colvin, the 2 lefties, get the night off. It's now an 0-1 on Cleary Jr. Let's see if he tries to bunt again. Here's the pitch. He squares and takes the breaking ball low and outside. 1-1. Kevin Bias has said he oftentimes leaves it up to the hitters, tells them it's on them to decide what they want to do at the plate. And Cleary Jr., when he's got a runner at first with nobody out, he likes to bunt. Throw over, and Lyons is back safely. Lyons has good speed, but again, it's been hampered this year by a hamstring injury, and so not sure you'll see him take off at any point. He's just 2 for 2 in the stolen base department this year. Thompson looking over that way, the 1-1. Cleary Jr. bunts to the first base side of the mound, a beauty. Thompson will field, he'll underhand toss it to Delwyn Young, covering first for the out. So sacrifice bunt for Delta Cleary Jr. is 13th of the year that leads the team. The putout goes 1-3, and Lyons goes down to second base with 1 away. Defensive lineup tonight for the Skeeters sees Johan Lamonta in left, Rene Tassoni in center, and Jeremy Barfield around in right. On the infield from left to right, Juan Martinez starts at third base. Lance Sawatsky is the shortstop. Jeff Dominguez at second, and Delwyn Young over at first base. Behind home plate doing the catching is Albert Cordero. And on the mound is the left-hander, Aaron Thompson. Here's Lou Ford to the plate. Ducks with an early 1-0 lead, trying to add to it here. Runner at second with 1 out. And the first pitch from Thompson to Ford is a fastball strike over the outside corner, knee-high. 0-1. Ford on the season, batting .315 for the Ducks. 5 home runs, 29 runs batted in. And as we mentioned earlier, getting the start in left field tonight. First time all year he's in left field. The first time in the outfield since May 27th. 0-1. Ground ball up the third base line, kicks foul. Kevin Baez will barehand it, and we'll look for somebody in the stands to flip it to. A young fan in the front row behind the dugout. So nothing in too quickly here on Lou Ford. Thompson comes set. Lyons takes his lead. The 0-2 is up high and inside. Thompson thought he had a strike there and threw his arm in the air with palms raised to the air as saying, where was the call on that? But that was clearly high and tight. So now 1-2, the count on Ford. Thompson looks back to second. Kicks and fires, and Ford swings and lines one down the left field line. Oh, what a catch made at third by Juan Martinez. A bullet line drive down the third base line, and Martinez, playing at third base, lunged to his right and made a fantastic grab. He had Ford played close to the line, and that saved a hit and an RBI from Lou Ford. Martinez in his first start with the Skeeters, he came in as a pinch hitter yesterday and then went out and played defensively, but that was a terrific grab made. So there's the second out, and that will leave it up to Cody Puckett. Thompson's first pitch to him misses down and in for ball one, a breaking ball. Puckett batting .277 on the year for the Ducks, 9 home runs and 69 runs batted in. Very similar to his numbers from the previous 2 seasons with Long Island. And here he pops one up foul back behind the plate. This will go well out of play. We'll do it again at 1-1. Ducks going with the alternate orange jerseys again here tonight. The Skeeters in their alternate royal blue colors. White pants for Sugarland and the grays for the Ducks. 1-1 count. Lyons takes his lead off of second base. Thompson looks back that way. Now deals to the plate, and Puckett rips one in the air to left, hit well. Back going the left fielder, Lamonta. He turns and looks, and it's off the base of the wall. Lyons scores easily. Puckett's going to stop at first base with a long single, but it brings in another run, and with 2 outs here in the first, the Ducks' lead is 2-0. So give Puckett his 70th run batted in of the year. Puckett had 2 RBIs in yesterday's game. He had 2 RBIs on Sunday, and another RBI here today as Lyons scores his 57th run of the year. Nice job by Puckett to pick up Ford after he was robbed of the RBI hit. So now runner at first with 2 away, and here is Ruben Gotay, switch hitter from the right side, and he takes a fastball up in the zone, 1-0. It's not the start that Thompson wanted. Ducks have put 2 runs up on 2 hits and a walk here in the first, and usually leadoff walks end up leading to bad things for a pitcher. 1-0, and there's a good breaking ball in the inside corner for strike 1. Gotay at .272 on the season for the Ducks, 7 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Had the day off yesterday, like several of the Ducks regulars, 1-1. And this one catches a piece of the outside corner for strike 2. Gotay thought it was a little far outside, but 1-2 the count now on the Ducks' second baseman. Puckett takes his lead off of first, being held on there by Delwyn Young. Thompson's 1-2, and Gotay takes just off the outside corner. Thompson already at 25 pitches here in the first inning. 15 of them for strikes. Or check that, 14 of them for strikes. So been laboring a bit in the early going. The Ducks have a 2 spot already on the scoreboard. 2-2. Gotay fouls this one off the glove of Cordero. Caught a little piece of it to stay alive. And the inning will continue. Waiting on deck is the catcher, Mike Down. The Ducks batted around twice in yesterday's game in those big innings. They sent 11 men to the plate in the third and scored 6 runs. They sent 9 men to the plate in the fifth and scored 5. 2-2. Lifted in the air to shallow right center. Going out is the second baseman, Jeff Dominguez, still racing out, and it's going to drop. No, he made the catch. Nice grab. I thought it ended up landing behind him, but he made a nice basket catch over his shoulder to rob Gotay of a hit and end the inning. Good start, though, for the Ducks. They put up 2 runs on the scoreboard on 2 hits and a walk. No errors. They leave 1 on base after a half inning. It's the Ducks 2 and the Skeeters coming up to bat.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Phelant Lentini, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark. Bottom of the first inning coming up here in Sugar Land, Texas. The Ducks with an early 2-0 lead. The Ducks and Municipal Credit Union have teamed up again this season to present the Walks with a Purpose promotion. Every time a Long Island Ducks player walks, Municipal Credit Union will make a donation to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Municipal Credit Union serving members since 1916. Michael Pollock here bringing you all the action on the Ducks official YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in on your Tuesday night. And what has been a very good start to this series for Long Island. An 11-3 win on the travel day down here to Texas yesterday. Both teams had to travel. Sugar Land was coming from the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. They had just come off a series against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Now the Ducks coming from the New York area after playing at home their final home series over the weekend of the regular season. Ducks already have clinched a playoff berth by virtue of winning the first half title in the Liberty Division. The Skeeters are playing for a lot right now. This is a very important series, an important week for the Skeeters. It'll determine their destiny for the 2016 season as to whether or not they're a playoff team. Right now, they're currently one game behind the York Revolution in the second half Freedom Division standings entering tonight. Meanwhile, in terms of the overall standings, right now, York is in the lead, so that would mean a wild card scenario would come into play. And as of right now, the Skeeters have a one-game lead over the Bees in the overall standings, 69-65 of the Skeeters, the Bees 68-66. And so very, very important week for several teams. The Bees, the Skeeters, the Revolution, and the Patriots, all in the midst of the action over this final week. First pitch, and that is taken outside for ball one. 2 playoff spots up for grabs, and between the Patriots, the Skeeters, the Bees, and the Bluefish, 4 teams are vying for those 2 spots. 1-0. And Blevins deals a fastball at the knees on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 on Jeff Dominguez, the switch-hitting second baseman, who is hitting .245 on the year for Sugar Land, 11 home runs and 51 runs batted in. Blevins gets the sign, winds and fires a 1-1. Dominguez swings and pops this one up in the air, foul territory third base side. Matt Wessinger gives it a look, but this will be out of play up into the suite level. So the count goes to 1-2 on Dominguez. Ducks did a very good job against the Skeeters lineup yesterday. Sugar Land has had a very tough stretch. They've lost 12 of their last 15 games coming in. Now the 1-2 is hit on the ground to short. Gobbled up there by Dan Lyons. He throws on a first in time for the out. Jeff Dominguez retired, 1 away here in the bottom of the first. A couple of instances that have hurt the Skeeters, of late, and a big reason why they're struggling. They lost Josh Prince, a second baseman, to injury, and that has forced Beamer Weems to get more regular playing time at the position, and Weems has struggled this year. Jeff Dominguez getting the start tonight. Johan Lamonto's also had a struggle, now moves to the outfield with Dominguez coming in. So that certainly has hurt them. First pitch from Blevins to Rene Tassoni is cracked in a right field, hit well. Back goes Phelan Lantini. This is going to be over his head. Looked like he misread it off the bat. Tassoni around first. He'll go to second, and he is in there safely with a double. Lantini looked like he got a bit of a late break on it. I'm not sure he would have been able to catch that one anyway. That was hit well over his head, and an absolute bullet off the bat of Tassoni. You've got to pitch up in the zone. 20th double of the year for him. And up to the plate will step Jeremy Barfield. So here is Barfield from the right side. Barfield hitting the ball very hard yesterday in several of his at-bats. The only thing he had to show for it really was an RBI sac fly. First pitch to him, and that misses high and outside for ball one. Barfield having a terrific year. 308 batting average, 24 homers, 81 runs batted in. It's very possible the top two candidates for Atlantic League Player of the Year are on this field tonight. And Lentini out in right and Barfield at the plate. Here comes a 1-0. Blevins fires. Barfield swings it, cracks one in the air to deep left field. Back goes forward. He turns and looks, and you can forget it. Home run number 25 on the season for Jeremy Barfield. And after getting the first batter of the game on a ground out, Blevins allows a hard hit double, a 2-run home run, and the Skeeters and Ducks are now tied up at 2 apiece. That's what you don't want to have happen, and that's been one of the biggest issues for Bobby Blevins this year, a year in which he has struggled on the mound. His struggles at keeping the ball in the ballpark has given up a lot of home runs this season. Jeremy Barfield hits his 25th of the year, a Skeeters single season record. Now all of a sudden a game tied at 2. First pitch on the way to the lefty hitting Travis Scott. He bunts foul up the third base line. Barfield now in the lead in terms of home runs in the Atlantic League, although I do believe David Vidal, who came into the day with 24, has hit 1 today. So I believe Barfield and Vidal tied atop the Atlantic League with 25 homers apiece. Meanwhile, the Ducks have shifted here defensively. So the third baseman, Matt Wessinger, goes behind second and off to the first base side. The only fielder on the left side is Dan Lyons. And that's why Scott was trying to bunt there. This time he does not square. And he takes a breaking ball low and inside. That'll leave it up the count at 1-1. See if he tries to bunt this time. We saw last time the Ducks were here, he was able to lay down a couple successful bunts. Does not square, and it's a high fly ball in the air to right. Down the line, Lentini racing over into the corner, in foul ground. And I believe he ran out of room, and it ended up going foul. Indeed it did. It ended up going up onto the concourse. So the count 1-2 on Travis Scott, who comes in hitting .254 with 16 home runs and 65 runs batted in. Blevins winds and fires a 1-2. Scott takes this breaking ball low and inside. Would not chase. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Blevins, that was the 18th home run he has allowed this season. That is the most on the Ducks roster. 2-2. Scott, a line drive foul down the right field line into the seats. He is now tied for the 4th most given up in the Atlantic League. Darrell Thompson of Southern Maryland has allowed 25 home runs this year. That leads the league. The Skeeters with a lot of hard-hit baseballs here in the early going off of Blevins, the double by Tassoni, the home run by Barfield. And now Scott has hit a couple bullets foul down the right field line. So the count even up at 2-2 as Blevins steps back up onto the rubber. Scott waits at home plate, and the 2-2 delivery is a breaking ball, chopped on the ground, foul again, first base side. So good response by the Skeeters after the Ducks took the early 2-0 advantage. Shift still on for the Ducks. Blevins looks in for the sign from Mike Dowd. Here comes the 2-2. And Scott takes a breaking ball downstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Each team with 2 hits here in the early going, along with the 2 runs. Delwyn Young, the switch-hitting first baseman, waits in the on-deck circle. Here comes the payoff pitch. Blevins winds and fires to the plate, and Scott will swing and lift this one in the air down the left field line, slicing foul and out of play. Ford giving chase, but well into the seats. Scott doing a good job getting Blevins' pitch count up here early. Blevins nods as he gets the sign once again. Here's another 3-2, and Scott lifts this one foul again, third base side. Spoiling a lot of pitches here from Bobby Blevins and making life very difficult for him. Trying to bounce back is Blevins after allowing the home runs. Well, the home run, I should say, to Barfield, the runs. 3-2, and this is on the ground of the left side. Dan Lyons fields on the backhand. The long throw over to first, dug out nicely by Mike Blank in time for the out. So Blevins ends up winning the battle with Travis Scott. And 2 away now here in the bottom of the first inning.
And up batting for your Skeeters, first baseman number 24,
That was a 10-pitch at bat before Scott grounded out. So with 2 away, that'll leave it up to Delwyn Young. And important, obviously, for Blevins to try and get this out. So here comes Young stepping into the batter's box, a switch hitter from the left side. Defense goes back to its normal spots. And the first pitch on the way to Young is a fastball that misses up in the zone, 1-0. Young batting .291 on the season for Sugar Land, 5 homers, 55 RBIs, and 55 runs scored as well. He's come on late after a slow start to the season, the 1-0. And there is a fastball strike over the outside corner to even up the count at 1-1. Another light crowd on hand here in Sugar Land. I'd say a little bit more than there were yesterday maybe, especially on the first base side, that big group that sang the national anthem. One is missed low from Blevins, 2-1 the count now. Young in his last 10 games coming in a .366 batting average, 15 of 41, .421 in the last 5. So he has been red hot. And the 2-1 of him is lifted high in the air to shallow left. Lou Ford moves in into his left, his first test out there. Ford will make the running catch, and that will retire the side. Not before the Skeeters tie the game, though. They get 2 runs on 2 extra base hits, including the 2-run home run by Jeremy Barfield, his 25th of the year. After 1, we're all square at 2 apiece.
Hi, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Municipal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Ducks. For 100 years, MCU has helped New Yorkers achieve their goals with competitive financial products and services. Meet your important or unexpected needs with an MCU personal loan. Whether it's the cost of moving, a family vacation, or even home repairs, an MCU personal loan is a simple solution. To learn more about how an MCU personal loan can work for you, visit nymcu.org today. MCU, celebrating 100 years of service.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Second inning here at Constellation Field. There is a 2-2 ball game between the Ducks and the Skeeters. Time for the Ducks Health Report, brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapist of the Long Island Ducks. Aside from the 2 players out on the disabled list for the Ducks, in DJ Mitchell and Mark Minikazi, the 2 on the inactive list for the Ducks, Dustin Richardson and Scott Schumann, they have all been out long-term with injuries. The Ducks are a healthy bunch. Todd Coffey, we were told, would be available out of the bullpen tonight for the Ducks. Amalio Diaz and Patrick Kreider as well after they had the days off yesterday. Ultimately, the Ducks didn't really have any need for them. They got 7 strong out of Jared Leverett and 2 innings of strong relief out of Freddie Cabrera. Just 2 unearned runs given up because of an error of his. But aside from that, Ducks are healthy, and that is good news. Something that has not been the case for a lot of the season. There's a strike on the outside corner to Mike Dowd, 0-1. Aaron Thompson looking for a bounce-back inning here after allowing 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk in the first. From the line, the 0-1. Dowd takes way up high. Now that'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Thompson winds and fires the 1-1. Dowd takes up and away again for ball 2. Mike Dowd was named as the Del Monte Smelson Ducks Most Valuable Player based upon fan voting during the month of September. He got that award on Sunday. 2-1. Checked his swing, took upstairs again. It's 3-1. Earned himself a nice luxury wristwatch from the folks at Del Monte Smelson Jewelers. Dowd was very appreciative of the fan support for him. 3-1 pitch, and that's fouled straight back to the screen behind home plate. Runs the count full at 3-2. We know his parents often listen into our broadcasts, as we're always very appreciative of them tuning in from up north in Massachusetts. Dowd from Brighton, Massachusetts. 3-2. Fouled off first base side. Check that. Bridgewater, Massachusetts is where Mike Dowd currently resides. Dowd having a terrific year, and this is his first season with the Ducks. Another payoff pitch coming from Thompson, and Dowd pops it up foul again, almost to the exact same spot on the first base side. Ducks brought him in as a defensive catcher, but he has really shined at the plate. Obviously has a very good arm behind the plate, too. That has helped him. And calls a great game. The pitchers have talked about how much they love throwing to him. 3-2, and Dowd pops this one up in the air to shallow center. Out behind second base. The second baseman, Jeff Dominguez, makes the catch. So Dowd is retired, and there's the first out of the second inning.
Number 21, Mike Blank.
Up to the plate will step the Ducks' first baseman tonight. That is Mike Blank. Blank caught last night. Had an RBI at the plate. And tonight gets the start at first base with Tyler Colvin getting the night off. First pitch here misses low below the knees. Another fastball from Thompson, 1-0. Thompson already approaching 40 pitches in this game. The 1-0 pitch, and Blank chops one on the ground foul at the third base line. That'll even up the count at 1-1. Blank hitting .248 on the year, leads the team with 10 home runs, and earned his 50th RBI of the season in last night's contest. Thompson winds the 1-1. There's a fastball at the knees for a strike, 1-2. Navy blue sky with some pink-colored clouds up above and a 3/4 moon off in the distance. Right over center field, a 1-2 pitch lifted in the air to center. Rene Tassoni racing in, and he will get to the spot to make the catch. Blank retired on the flyout. 2 away here in the top of the second inning, and that will leave it up to the third baseman, Matt Wessinger. Umpires for tonight's game, Randy Galloway calling balls and strikes behind home plate. David Frame is around at first base, and Ken Langford is over at third. Same 3 as last night, just rotated in clockwise fashion. So a 2 away here is one of the best contributors last night for the Ducks. Matt Wessinger had led the team in hits in yesterday's game with 3. And takes a strike over the inside corner, 0-1. Just his second 3-hit game of the year. The first came back on May the 29th against New Britain. And here takes an 0-1 on the outside corner. Another fastball strike. Thompson throwing much more strikes here in this second inning. And now his 0-2. Is a breaking ball high and away for ball 1. Also seems to be working much quicker on the mound than he was in the first. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Thompson deals. Wessinger line drive in the air to left center and hit well. Back goes LaMonta, still racing back, and that's over his head. It'll be off the wall. Wessinger on his way to second, and as Tassoni picks it up and fires it back in. And Matt Wessinger with his 4th hit of the series already as he doubles to the left center field gap with 2 outs. Now out in left center, there's kind of a semicircle in the wall where it comes back in towards home plate as it goes around that semicircle. It's where the carousel is. hit off the right side of that wall and ricocheted off towards Tassoni in center. And that's why he ended up retrieving it instead of LaMonta. But Matt Wessinger with his 13th double of the season. He is on at second base with 2 out. Here's Phelan Lentini. Thompson has to work out of the stretch now. His first pitch. Lentini takes a breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1. Wessinger has now reached base safely in 17 of his last 18 games, dating back to August 21st. So he has been hitting the ball much better at the plate. Here is the 0-1. Fastball here just misses below the knees and outside, even the count at 1-1. Lentini with a walk in his first at bat. First plate appearance, I should say. Stole second and came around to score on the RBI single by Dan Lyons. 1-1 from Thompson. Looks back to second, deals to the plate. Lentini, a line drive into center field. There's a base hit. Wessinger will round third. He is going to score easily. Tassoni doesn't make a throw. An RBI single with 2 outs for Phelan Lentini. The Ducks get the lead back as they go in front 3-2. So a good start to the day for Lentini. He's got a single, a walk, an RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base through 2 trips to the plate. It's his 72nd run batted in of the year. Wessinger scores his 34th run as he doubles and scores with 2 outs. And that'll bring Dan Lyons up to the dish. So it looked to be a smooth start to the inning for Thompson. Has derailed now as he's allowed back-to-back hits. Snap throw over to first, and it gets past the first baseman, Delwyn Young. Down to second is going to go Lentini. And that's something that Thompson has had some trouble with over the season. It'll be an error on him. His 5th error of the season. Tried to make a quick snap throw over to first and was caught to try and catch Lentini napping, I should say, and ultimately kind of sidearmed it and went way away from Delwyn Young towards home plate of first base. So the E1, first error of the game for either side, and now Lentini at second, and that's big because now a base hit from Lyons could give the Ducks their 2-run lead back. Thompson gets the sign and comes set. First pitch on the way to Lyons, and he swings and misses. Good swing from Lyons, just missed it. Count is 0-1. Ducks have had a lot of good swings here in the early going against Thompson. 4 hits already. And this is looking much like the offense that we've seen for the majority of the year for the Ducks, not that we had seen in recent weeks. Here, Lyons a foul ball over the screen back behind the plate off the facing of the sweet level. Now the count is 0-2. Lentini takes his lead off second with excellent speed. He scored on an RBI single from Lyons back in the first. Now the 0-2 from Thompson. Lyons lifts a fly ball in the air to right center. Drifting to his left is Tassoni. And he will make the catch to retire Lyons and end the inning. The Ducks rally with 2 outs. They end up getting a run on 2 hits and an error and leave 1 runner on base. An inning and a half in the books. Ducks with a 3-2 lead.
Hi, this is shortstop Dan Lyons. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheDannyLyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey, PSEG Long Island customers. Want to learn how to save on your electric bill? Here's one way. You can save up to $100 each year by simply replacing 10 incandescent bulbs with CFL or LED bulbs. Want to save even more? Take our online home energy survey. It's free. It takes just 10 minutes to complete, and it may save you hundreds more. Find out about our energy efficiency programs at www.pseglyny.com/savemoney.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Well, Ducks fans, no better time than right now to sign up the young Ducks fan in your life for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Ducks Kids Club. It's the perfect gift. Children will receive discounts on merchandise, exciting experiences, and unique opportunities that only come with being a member of the Kids Club. Sign up today. Visit liducks.com. Call 631-940-3825. So the Ducks have the lead back. They go in front by a count of 3-2. And imperative for Bobby Blevins, who got a 2-0 lead in the first and allowed a 2-run home run, to get through the second inning with the lead in front. It's been a little bit of a struggle for him this season, those shutdown innings. First pitch to Lance Sawatsky, and he takes a breaking ball over the outside corner for strike one. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And this is fisted foul off the top of the screen directly in front of us behind home plate. So Blevins gets ahead of Sawatsky by a count of 0-2. Sawatsky hitting .269 with the Skeeters, but overall .255. He's got 10 home runs and 25 runs batted in on the season. 0-2 from Blevins, and this is lined down the right field line, hooking foul. Stayed in the field of play, but hit off the wall next to the stands that curl into home plate. It's not easy to hit it out to right field here. 348 feet down the line in right, 405 to straightaway center. If you want to get it out, hit it where Barfield hit it, and that's to left. 0-2, and that misses down and in for ball one. It's Sawatsky, Martinez, and Lamonta, lefty, righty, lefty, and a good balance in terms of the order for Gary Gaetti, the manager of the Skeeters, in terms of how he has guys set up. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Nice breaking ball down and in from Blevins. Gets Sawatsky to swing through it. First strikeout of the night for the right-hander. And one away in the bottom of the second. Dominguez, a switch hitter, as we go top to bottom in the order. Switch hitter, lefty, righty, lefty, switch, lefty, righty, lefty, switch. Obviously, the switch hitters are batting from the left side, so you do have two instances. Actually, one instance, I should say, where you have four straight lefties, 8 through 2 in the order. Lefty, switch, switch, lefty. Against the right-handed Blevins. There's a strike. And the count 0-1, but both managers really doing a good job tonight to set up their lineup opposite from the way the pitcher's throwing. The 0-1, that's lifted in the air, foul down the right field line by Martinez, out of play, 0-2. Mentioned the Ducks have all righties and two switch hitters in the lineup, so basically everybody batting from the right side against Thompson. And so far it's yielded 3 runs on 4 hits through 2 innings. Infield straightaway, the 0-2 on the way to Juan Martinez. Pitch from Blevins, line drive into right center field. Phelan Lentini races over, and he will make the catch on the run and retire Martinez for the second out. Lentini playing out in right field, and it is 135th game of the season. There have been 135 games this year for the Ducks, and Kevin Baez has said his plan is to play Phelan Lentini every day and try and do what Lou Ford did 2 years ago, and that is play in all 140 games in a single season. An impressive feat, especially to stay healthy for a guy that's 39 years old now. First pitch to Lamonta is a fastball strike. Same thing for Lou Ford a couple of years ago when he was 38. 37 turning on 38. It's not easy to do to stay healthy. We've seen that with Ford this year. Lamonta from the left side, and an 0-1 coming up from Blevins. Kicks and deals, and a breaking ball's on the outside corner for strike 2. So Blevins has retired 2 in a row, throwing a lot of strikes this inning, and he's ahead 0-2 on Lamonta, who comes in hitting .243 on the season. 3 homers, 19 driven in. The 0-2 from Blevins. Kicks, fires. Lamonta, a swing and a line foul down the right field line into the seats. And we'll do it again at 0-2. A few more fans than last night are enjoying that lawn seating area out in right center field. Blevins is ready to go. Here comes the 0-2. Kicks and fires. Lamonta swinging a fly ball in the air to right towards the line. Long run for Lentini as he continues to race over, and he makes the basket catch in fair territory for the out. Excellent running grab by Phelan Lentini to rob Lamonta of the extra base hit. So good defense being shown on both sides thus far. Ducks retired the Skeeters in order. A very good shutdown inning from Bobby Blevins, just what he needed. We go to the third, Ducks in front 3-2.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Anthony Vega, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Park in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
To the third inning we go. The Long Island Ducks are currently leading the Sugarland Skeeters 3-2 here in the middle game of this three-game set. Ducks looking for their first three-game winning streak since July 16th through the 19th, which was the back end of a five-game winning streak. Ducks have had a couple instances where they've won back-to-back games since that point. But it's been a struggle for the Ducks to get on that good winning streak, and the Ducks trying to do so here and off to a good start. Top of the third, and here is Delta Cleary Jr. to lead off in the inning against Aaron Thompson. Left-hander kicks and fires, and the first pitch is a fastball strike over the outside corner, 0-1. Cleary Jr. with a sacrifice bunt his first time up in the opening inning. Here takes another breaking ball, nicely thrown for a strike. It's quickly 0-2. Cleary Jr. at .324 with 2 homers, 49 driven in. 0-2 smacked foul, first base side out of play. Fastball that time from Thompson. Infield play straight away for Cleary Jr. And the 0-2, breaking ball lifted high in the air to left. Lamonta moves in and to his left, and he'll make the catch to retire Cleary Jr. Almost got it, but got a little bit under it. Hit it off the end of the bat for the out. So there is the first out of this third inning. And that will bring the left fielder Lou Ford to the plate. Well, good to see Lou Ford back in the outfield tonight. That is definitely an indication that his hamstring is responding well to the treatment after being kept out of the lineup for a lot of the season. First pitch. It's a breaking ball taken on the outside corner for strike one. Except for about a week at the end of June, right near the end of the first half, Ford essentially missed all of June, all of July, and a lot of August. Here, a ground ball back towards the middle, fielded behind second base by Dominguez. The off-balance throw to first, and Young could not dig it out at first base. Went in and out of his glove, and Ford is going to be safe at first. We'll see how it is scored. It was not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination for Dominguez, ranging up the middle. And he had to throw across his body, threw it on one bounce to first base, and Young tried to scoop it out and went in and out of his glove. Had he did scoop it out cleanly, he would have been safe. He would have been out, Ford would have. But again, it's not an easy play, not a routine play for a second baseman ranging up the middle to try and get it. And they will rule it an infield single, so Ford's got a hit. First pitch here to Cody Puckett is taken inside. That is ball one. So Ford now 1-2. He was robbed of a hit his first time up on a terrific line drive catch made by Juan Martinez. 1-0 from Thompson to Puckett. Swinging a ground ball hit to the left side. Fielded by the third baseman Martinez. He goes to second for one and on to first, double play. So just what Thompson needed after allowing the infield single. 5-4-3 around the horn, double play. That'll end the inning. No runs, one hit because of the double play. Nobody left on base through 2.5. Ducks lead it 3-2.
Hey fan, this is outfielder Delta Cleary Jr. and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/ducksbaseball.
Long Island's Ford Giant is bigger and better than ever. Sayville Ford celebrating the grand opening of their new state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's grand opening celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's grand opening savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to. Bottom half of the third inning coming up with the Ducks leading the Skeeters 3-2. And when Cody Puckett was retired at first base to complete the 5-4-3 double play that ended the top half of this inning, it was the 15th out of tonight's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute phone call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO. Or visit geico.com. So, Albert Cordero will step to the plate to lead things off for the Skeeters as he will bat from the left side. He's a switch hitter, a catcher and 9-hitter for the Skeeters. First pitch on the way from Bobby Blevins. And there's a fastball taken on the outside corner for strike one. Cordero batting .277 this season with a home run and 11 runs batted in. Now the 0-1, and that fastball misses high and away to even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blevins with a much stronger second inning, 1-2-3. He retired the Skeeters in order. 1-1 delivery, and Cordero pops this one up in the air to shallow left. Dan Lyons, the shortstop, goes out, makes the call, and he will make the easy catch for the first out of this third inning. So back to the top of the order, the Skeeters go, and that will bring Jeff Dominguez up to the plate.
Second base number 26, Jeff Dominguez.
Here is Dominguez, the switch hitter, batting from the left side. First pitch on the way, and that is a breaking ball taken on the inside corner for strike one. Dominguez bounced to short his first time up. Was back in the opening inning. And the 0-1. Ground ball hit just foul down the right field line. We had to wait to see what David Frame would call it. It was right along the line, tough for us to tell. David Frame, who stands right along that line at first base, right behind the bag, was able to clearly denote that that was a foul ball. So now 0-2 on Dominguez. Blevins gets the sign and comes set. Here is the 1 and the 0-2. Pitch on the way is a fastball, check swing. So the count goes to 1-2. On the line, the 1-2 delivery now, and Dominguez swings and fouls it straight back to the screen. Ducks are in Game 2 of this 7-game road trip to close out the year. They will have one more here with the Skeeters tomorrow night. Then it's up to York, Pennsylvania for 4 to wrap up the regular season. Skeeters will stay here at home. They'll welcome in the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs for 4. And then it's on to the playoffs. 1-2. Fisted out toward short. Dan Lyons will field on one hop. His throw on to first base is in time for the out. It's kind of one of those in-betweeners. Lyons had to choose whether to race it and try and catch it on the line drive or field it on the hop and throw him out. And he chose the latter and successfully was able to do so. So Blevins has now retired 7 in a row since the home run by Jeremy Barfield, and with 2 outs, that'll bring up Rene Tassoni, the center fielder and number 2 hitter for Sugar Land. Here's the wind in the first pitch from Blevins, and that's rocked into center field. Racing back is Delta Cleary Jr. He'll make the running catch. And another efficient inning for Bobby Blevins here in the third as he retires 3 in a row for the second straight inning. We have completed 3 tonight at Constellation Field. Ducks remain in front of the Skeeters by a count of 3-2.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Well, we head to the fourth here at Constellation Field, and the Ducks still clinging to the 1-run lead over the Skeeters, 3-2 the score. Ruben Gotay will lead off the inning against Aaron Thompson. The first pitch is fouled back behind home plate, so 0-1. Gotay in his first at bat popped up to second base, and Thompson through his first scoreless inning of the game in the third, although he did allow a base hit to Lou Ford in infield, saying, oh, this one fouled off the mask of Cordero. And now 0-2, although Skeeters probably should have made that play. It's hard to rule an error because it's not an easy play with Dominguez having to range all the way up the middle, throw across his body. But had Young scooped it out at first base cleanly, they would have had the out. 0-2, and the fastball misses way up and outside for ball 1. Gotay had the night off yesterday along with Lyons, Ford, and Dowd. All 4 of them had the evening off. 1-2 fastball misses high for ball 2, and when you looked at the lineup, when it was posted by Kevin Byers, no surprise to see a lot of guys getting rest, but obviously not the guys that you would think would produce the big offensive numbers in there, and yet they still racked up 11 runs and 16 hits. Pretty good performance. 2-2, that is outside ball 3. A lot of guys joked, hey, that's got to be your game 1 lineup of the playoffs, the way they hit, but I'm sure they will also be facing much better pitching than that of Jake Hale, who's coming off a bicep injury. 3-2, and that is inside ball 4. Good job by Gotay to take the pitches. That allows him to draw the walk, second given up tonight by Thompson. And it's a municipal credit union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. So 1 on and nobody out. Here is the catcher, Mike Dowd, batting in the 7th spot. He too popped out to second his first time up. Young will hold on Gotay at first, not really a stolen base threat. And the first pitch to Dowd, a check swing, but a called strike anyway over the outside corner. 0 at 1 on Dowd. Gotay's pop-up was more to right center, and Dominguez had a range far out, kind of make an over-the-shoulder basket catch to get him out and end the inning. Here's the 0-1. Dowd swings. It's a high fly ball in the air to deep left center. It's going to be played, though, by Tassoni. C is there to make the catch. It is Death Valley out there in left center, not the place you want to go to try and hit it out or get it into the gap. So Dowd now 0 for 2. There's the first out of the 4th. The first baseman, Mike Blank, will now step up to the plate for Long Island. Time for our fourth inning trivia, where we test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. Today's question is going to revolve around a record that was broken in the Atlantic League last night, an all-time league record surpassed by none other than former Duck Brian Nelson. First pitch on the way, and Blank swings it, rocks one down the left field line. Fair ball. That's a base hit, and it'll head into the left field corner. Go-tie around second, heads for third. Kevin Byers gives him the stop sign there. And in at second with a double is Mike Blank. Good, solid line drive off the bat of Mike Blank. And he picks up double number 18 on the season. Go-tie was only able to make it to third on it, as LaMonta got there, retrieved it quickly. So, Long Island now with runners at second and third, one out, a chance to add to the lead. And here is arguably their hottest hitter in the form of Matt Wessinger, who had 3 hits last night and had a double in his first at-bat tonight. He is seeing the ball well, and a base hit here could make this a 3-run game. First pitch to Wessinger. Fastball hits the outside corner for strike one. The double for Wessinger was his 13th of the season. And last night we mentioned had 3 hits, all in his first 3 at-bats. All were singles, and he scored a run as well. The 0-1, breaking ball, just getting a piece of it and fouling it off was Wessinger. So 0-2. Brian Nelson yesterday became the Atlantic League's all-times leader in games played. His 1,007th career Atlantic League game, surpassing Jeff Nettles of the Somerset Patriots, who had 1,006. And entering the season, Nelson had the 4th most games played in the Atlantic League. We mentioned Nettles was first. Of course, many remember Ray Navarrete of the Ducks was second with 939. 0-2, and Wessinger checks the swing on the high fastball. They want an appeal, but won't get it. Wessinger definitely didn't go around 1-2. But who was the number 3 player on that all-time games played list coming into this season before Nelson surpassed him, Navarrete, and Nettles? 1-2, fastball on the outside corner, strike 3 call. Wessinger thought it was too far outside and having a discussion here with the home plate umpire, Rodney Galloway, as he heads back to the dugout. So Thompson is able to pick up his first strikeout of the night, a big one of Wessinger, who again has been hitting the ball well of late. And with 2 outs, that'll leave it up to Phelan Lantini. So again, which former Atlantic Leaguer with 925 games played was 3rd on the all-time list coming into this season before Nelson surpassed him, Navarrete, and Nettles? We'll let you think about it. We'll give you the answer in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch breaking ball is in for a strike to Phelan Lantini, 0-1. Lantini has had a great start to his night. He walked, stole second, and scored in the first. An RBI single to center in the second. Trying to drive in 2 more here. The 0-1 from Thompson, and Lantini takes way off the outside corner. Another breaking ball from the left-hander, and that'll even up the count at 1-1. Go-tie at third, Blank at second. Neither have particularly good speed, so it'll take a single down the lines or in the gaps really to get the runners home, both runners. 1-1. High fly ball in the air to left for Lantini. Back goes LaMonta. Warning track at the wall, and he makes the catch in front of the wall. Phelan Lantini gave it a ride to left, but that wind is blowing in from left field towards the right field line, and that might have been the difference from a 3-run home run to an out. So Lantini just missed it. In the inning, Thompson escapes the jam. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 left in scoring position. Through 3.5 innings of play, the Ducks still in front 3-2.
Hey fans, this is Todd Coffey, right-handed pitcher, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up. It's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Bottom half of the fourth inning, Ducks nearly had a 6-2 lead as Phelan Lentini hit a towering drive to left field with 2 outs in the fourth and 2 men on. But the wind kept it in the ballpark, and it was caught on the warning track in front of the wall by Lamonta. So it's still a 3-2 lead for Long Island, and Jeremy Barfield will lead off against Blevins here in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch, Barfield squares to bunt, and he ends up taking a strike on the outside corner. I don't know why Barfield would try and bunt. Obviously, the defense playing back and slightly shifted to the left side, but Barfield hit one about 350 feet to left his first time up. The 0-1, and that slider misses outside, even up the count at 1-1 strike. 2-run home run for Barfield to left, his 25th of the year, tied for the league lead with David Vidal. Here comes the 1-1 from the right-hander. Barfield lines one in the air to right field, shallow. Racing in, Phelan Lentini is going to have to play it on a hop. Lands for a base hit, and Barfield got one off the end of the bat there, but did manage to drop it in for a single. And that ends the streak of 8 straight retired by Blevins since the home run by Barfield. So here is the lefty swinging Travis Scott to the plate after the Barfield single to shallow right. Scott hit a ground ball to short his first time up. Defense shifts once again to the right side. 3 guys on the right, lines the only fielder on the left. And Scott fouls one over the screen back behind home plate. 0-1. Scott, the lefty hitter, awaits as Blevins works out of the stretch. The 0-1 delivery. And that slider misses low and inside. That will even up the count at 1-1. Scott with a bouncer to short in his first at bat, as we mentioned, and shown a lot of power this year despite his average being low at 254. He's got 16 home runs. Here is the 1-1. He squares to bunt, pushes it out in front of the plate. Mike Dowd will pick it up. He throws down to second base, and Wessinger was able to keep his foot on the bag, and they get the lead out. Great throw from Dowd, and a good job by Wessinger. The throw was to the third base side of the second base bag. Wessinger had to lunge a bit, but kept his foot on the bag to get the lead out. And that is why, as a hitter, you don't bunt in a situation like that with a very good defensive catcher. So it'll go down as a fielder's choice. 2-5 on the put out at second. That is quite an odd sequence, but Wessinger again is playing behind second and off to the first base side slightly. So that gets Barfield out. Scott reaches at first. And here is the switch hitting Delwyn Young. First pitch, and you can't tell if they called it a strike or not. They put a ball up on the scoreboard. I thought I saw the home plate umpire's fist motion for a strike, so wasn't a distinct call. Now Blevins deals, and Young lines one down the right field line, foul. Another hard hit ball. So Blevins ahead in the count, I believe, here at 0-2. The scoreboard says 1-1 still. Scott does not have good speed at first base. He is 2 for 2 in the stolen base department, but again does not run very often. Blank holding him on. Blevins kicks and fires, and Young swings and lifts this one in the air to shallow left along the line. Going out Wessinger, he won't get it, and that will land fair. It's a base hit. Scott is going to stop at second as Ford picks it up and fires it back in. Just managed to stay fair along the line. A little flare that hits the chalk. We're showing the replay on the video board here. And indeed, that ball did hit fair. It was on the dirt part of the warning track and about a foot fair. So a bloop single for Young. He's now 1 of 2. And Skeeters with runners at first and second with 1 out. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Lance Sawatsky. Baseball, a game of inches, that is for sure. Here is Sawatsky from the left side. And the first pitch, swing and a miss. Good fastball for strike 1. Lentini nearly had a home run with 2 outs and 2 on, if not for the wind blowing it in and keeping it in the ballpark. Now that little flare down the left field line that stays in by a matter of inches. See if that leads to something for the Skeeters in this 3-2 game. Here comes the 0-1. Sawatsky takes a fastball at the knees on the outside corner, strike 2. By the way, we'll also give you the answer to the 4th inning trivia question, which, again, we test your knowledge of the Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. We'll remind you of the question, then give you the answer here in the bottom half of this 4th inning. 2 on, 1 out for the Skeeters. It'll be an 0-2 from Blevins to Sawatsky. Kick in the pitch, and Sawatsky swings at a line drive and a left, forward racing in, and he is going to make the head-high catch. Runners will have to retreat. Good piece of hitting for Sawatsky to line it the opposite way, but hung up there long enough for 4 to make the grab. 2 outs, and that'll leave it up to Juan Martinez. Bryant Nelson last night became the all-time leader in games played in the Atlantic League. He's now got 1,007, surpassing Jeff Nettles of Somerset. Also this year, he surpassed Ray Navarrete, who is second on that list at 939. And which other player who was third coming into the year at 925? The answer coming up after the first pitch from Blevins to Martinez in this righty-righty matchup. Blevins will step off, so now we'll give you the answer. Luis Lopez, the former Bridgeport Bluefish third baseman and first baseman. He was the man who played 925 games and was third on that list before Nelson surpassed him earlier this year. First pitch here to Martinez is popped up on the infield. To the left side of the mound, Wessinger gives way to Lyons. Dan Lyons is going to make the catch, and an excellent job by Bobby Blevins to work out of the first and second 1-out jam. He gets Sawatsky to line to left. Martinez popped to short. In the inning, no runs on 2 hits and 2 runners left on base. The first 2 of the night left for the Skeeters. We head to the 5th here in Texas. 3-2, the Ducks lead.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Bobby Blevins, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolat patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolak pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolak's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolak. Visit Nicolak.com.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the exclusive Trouttown Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trouttown Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience awaits. To the 5th inning here at Constellation Field. Thus far, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Ducks. 2 runs, 4 hits, and an error for the Skeeters. The Ducks out to the early lead as they try and make it 2 wins in a row here in Texas, 3 wins in a row overall. And it will be Dan Lyons to lead off against Aaron Thompson here in inning number 5. 2, 3, and 4 in the order due up for the Ducks. Lyons, Cleary Jr., and Ford. First pitch from Thompson on the way, and Lyons takes upstairs for ball 1. Thompson had a big pitch count early. Blevins, meanwhile, has been very efficient, 55 pitches thus far through 4 innings. Thompson, meanwhile, started the inning with 73, There's a breaking ball at the knees for a strike, teaming the count at 1-1. Lions had an RBI single to left in the first and then scored later on the RBI single from Cody Puckett. He popped to center to end the second inning. 1-1. Fouled off over the screen, back behind the plate. And now 1-2. Yesterday, again, every Duck had a hit, every Duck had a run scored, and 6 of the 9 had an RBI for Long Island yesterday. Lions had the day off, though. And here a ground ball to short. It's gobbled up there by Zawadzki. The off-balance throw to first in time. So Lions now 1-3 tonight, and there's the first out of this 5th inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Delta Cleary Jr. Big cheer for Cleary Jr. as he steps up to the plate. Switch hitter from the right side, who is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt tonight. First pitch to him is a breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1. Cleary Jr. hit a high fly ball his last time up in the third, just missed it. Again, with the wind blowing in from left doesn't help. Here he hits a smash to the right side, grabbed there by the second baseman Jeff Dominguez to his left, and he throws over to first for the out. Nice play by Dominguez on the hard hit ground ball from Cleary Jr. Thompson has gotten 2 quick outs here. He's at 79 total pitches for this game, 54 of them 4 strikes. And has gotten more efficient as this game has gone on. He got into some trouble, though, in the 4th, allowing a walk and a double, but struck out Wessinger. Got the fly out to left from Phelan Lantini that was caught at the wall by Lamonta. First pitch to Ford, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Ford 1 of 2 tonight, and should have been 2 of 2. He had a smash down the third base line that was caught by Juan Martinez in the first inning. Here he fists one out in the air to shallow right center. Jeremy Barfield is there. He'll make the catch. Ford had an infield single in the third inning, and now has the fly out to right, so he's 1 of 3. Ducks go in order for the first time in this game. Halfway through on this Tuesday night, the lead is still 1 for Long Island.
Hey fans, this is catcher Mike Blank, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Municipal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Ducks. For 100 years, MCU has helped New Yorkers achieve their goals with competitive financial products and services. Meet your important or unexpected needs with an MCU personal loan. Whether it's the cost of moving, a family vacation, or even home repairs, an MCU personal loan is a simple solution. To learn more about how an MCU personal loan can work for you, visit nymcu.org today. MCU, celebrating 100 years of service.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, the Trout Town fan can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Ducks fans, no better way to chill out on a warm, humid night than with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Iced Coffee. It's available at the concession stands at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or check out their cafes in the Hamptons. So we move to the bottom of the 5th with the Ducks still in front by a count of 3-2. And it will be Johan Lamonta leading things off for Sugarland against Bobby Blevins, who begins his 5th inning of work. Right-hander started his windup, but now time was called, so he will reset. First pitch to the lefty swinger is fastball a little below the knees, ball 1. Lamonta in his first at-bat of the night popped out to right field along the line. A great running catch on a basket catch made by Lentini. And here he lifts one high in the air to right center and hit well. Lentini goes back at the wall. He looks up and it's off the wall. Lamonta around first. He'll make it to second and stop right there as he is on with a leadoff double. So Johan Lamonta with his 9th double of the year, an absolute bullet into the right center field gap, hit off of that other semicircle wall that is out by the Bud Light Ice House in right center. Hit off the wall and ricocheted right towards Phelan Lantini. Juggled it though, trying to get it and fire it back in. Had he fielded it cleanly, might have had a chance at a play. I don't think he would have gotten Lamonta, but it might have been closer. So now the Skeeters get the runner at second with nobody out. That's the tying run. Corner infielders will come in here expecting the bunt from the 9-hitter Albert Cordero, a catcher who has 3 sacrifice bunts on the season. So Blevins will have to work out of the stretch. He has now allowed 5 hits tonight. Blevins looks towards second. Turning a throw back, and Lamonta is back safely. Ducks like to run that play, especially when Blevins is on the mound. You'll very often see it, I'd say, at least once or twice a game when Blevins is on the mound and there's a runner at second. Lyons creeps in behind the runner, and Blevins turns 180 from facing home plate to second towards his left and tries to throw him out. He's had some close plays there. Foul ball here to the right side by Cordero. He was swinging away on it, not bunting. And so the count 0-1. Cordero with a pop out to short his first time up back in the 3rd inning. We've already seen one failed bunt attempt in this game. That was by Travis Scott, who was trying to bunt for a hit and ended up getting the lead runner thrown out in the 4th after Barfield had singled. Blevins ready, the 0-1. On a high pop-up foul again back behind the plate. This will go out of play. Up above us. And now 0-2 on the Skeeter catcher. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard this inning as well. Get you caught up in action on another busy day around the Atlantic League. Very important games going on all around the league. Right-hander looks in for the sign from Dowd. Gets the pitch he likes. 0-2 on the way to Cordero. Kicks and fires. Cordero swinging a smash to the right side and through a base hit. Lamonta goes to third. He'll be held up as Lantini fires it into Mike Blank. So Albert Cordero does not bunt to move the runner over, but he gets the job anyway with the job done anyway with the base hit. And now runners at the corners with nobody out as Sugarland threatening to tie up this game. First, we'll head to Bridgeport, Connecticut, where the Bluefish and the Patriots, who both had the day off yesterday, play a day-night doubleheader. Game 1 went to the home team, the Bluefish, 6-4 the final there. Sam Yervasio in relief got the win. He improved to 2-3. Kyler Newby, the loss, fell to 1-2. No save. Brian Van Kirk with his 4th home run of the year for the Patriots. Bluefish, meanwhile, had 2 RBIs from Endy Chavez to lead the way. So a big win for the Bluefish in Game 1 of that twin bill as Bridgeport entered the day 4 games behind the Patriots for first place in the Liberty Division standings. Here, a first pitch swing by Jeff Dominguez goes foul down the left field line. And so the count 0-1. Game 2 going on right now. They're in the top of the 7th inning at the ballpark at Harbor Yard, and it's all Bluefish. They had fallen behind 3-0, but they scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 6 in the 6th, and they lead it 9-3. And if that score holds, the Bluefish would be within 2 games of Somerset for first place in the division with a game between the two tomorrow. And that'll make things very interesting here in the final 5 games. 0-1 to Dominguez, swinging a foul to the top of the screen in front of us. Dominguez now behind at 0-2. He has bounced to short twice tonight. In that second game in Bridgeport, the starter for Somerset was Alexis Candelario. Mike Thomas is now in. And Jonathan Albaladejo started for Bridgeport. He is still pitching. Bluefish have 2 RBIs from Wellington Dotel, 1 each from Heel, Valentin, Cuevas, Rodriguez, and Nina. 0-2. And Dominguez is swinging a miss, strike 3. Good changeup from Blevins, took a little something off of it. And Dominguez cut through it, big strikeout. Just the second of the night for Blevins. There's the first out. And now a double play here could get Blevins out of trouble. David Vidal, meanwhile, has driven in 2 in that game for Somerset. In Southern Maryland tonight, the Bees and the Blue Crabs are all tied up at 3. They play in the top half of the 7th inning. The Bees, who were shut out yesterday, came into the day 4.5 games behind Somerset. So at the current moment, they're 4 games in back of the Patriots. And a win in that one could be huge. That could close them to within 3 in the division. First pitch to Rene Tassoni here. Smashed foul down the right field line. Blevins going to have to be careful. Tassoni hits the ball hard. He's hit it hard twice against them. A double in the first and a fly out to center in the third. And obviously he wants to get Tassoni to hit the ball on the ground. Scott Main is now pitching for Southern Maryland after Ian Marshall got the start. Meanwhile, for New Britain, Brian Dupre started the game, and Rob Bryson is now in. Bees have RBIs from Greg Golson and James McGuigan, while Southern Maryland has 2 RBIs from Brian Nelson and 1 from Angel Sanchez. Also, if New Britain wins and Sugar Land loses tonight, they'd be tied in the overall standing should a wild card scenario come into play. 0-1 from Blevins. Tassoni swings in a line drive in a right field, base hit. Easily in to score is Lamonta. Stopping at second base is Cordero. Tassoni with his second hit of the night, an RBI. And we are all tied up at 3 apiece. As I said, Blevins would have to be careful, and he just threw a fastball up in the zone, and Tassoni is too good of a hitter to leave a pitch like that over the plate. Tassoni put a good swing on it. RBI number 39 on the season for him. So we are all tied up at 3, and that is where the miss by Lentini on the home run down the left field line, where it just missed going out and was caught at the wall, ends up proving to be so large. Ducks had second and third with 1 out in that inning with Wessinger and Lentini coming to the plate. They couldn't get the runs home. And now 2 is on with 1 out, and the Skeeters have a chance to take their first lead of the night. Time is called. They have their best hitter at the plate, Jeremy Barfield. He's got a 2-run home run and a single already tonight. And especially with Barfield, Blevins is going to have to be careful. Right-hander comes set. Looks to second. Deals to the plate, and Barfield will take a fastball low. Snap throw to first, and back safely there is Tassoni. Dowd thought he might have had a chance to get Tassoni way off at first, and made a good throw, but just a little bit late. Final Atlantic League score update is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where the Barnstormers have an 8-4 lead over the York Revolution, trying to clinch the Community Cup, the annual trophy that those 2 in-state rivals play each other for. 1-0 to Barfield. Takes a breaking ball. That misses outside as well, and it's 2-0. York started James Simmons tonight. He allowed 14 hits in 6 innings, 8 runs. Scott Rice is now in. Joe Gardner was the starter for Lancaster, and Jonathan Drozd has since come on. Blevins looking in for the sign from Dowd. Dangerous hitters count here at 2-0 on Barfield. Kick in the pitch on the way, and Barfield swings. It's a ground ball towards the middle. Gotai is there. He bobbled the ball. It goes through his legs, and everybody's going to be safe. That would have been an inning-ending double play, and it had right through the wickets of Ruben Gotai. That's going to be an error on him, his 12th of the year. And instead of the inning being over and the score remaining tied, the bases are now loaded with 1 out, and that is going to bring up Travis Scott. A guy like Barfield at the plate, that could not happen. He is too good of a hitter, and when he actually grounds it right where you have the defense set up, that's exactly what you're trying to avoid, just making the easy play to get the 2 and get out of the inning. And I think Gotai might have rushed it a little bit, and it ended up squeaking through his legs for the error. Here's Travis Scott from the left side now, and he takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. Barnstormers, by the way, tonight 3 for 5 from Josh Bell with 4 RBIs and 2 runs scored. He is leading the way there. So a huge point in this game here. 3-3 the score now, and the bases loaded for Sugar Land with only 1 out. It'll be an 0-1 coming up from Blevins to Scott. Here's the pitch. It's got a weak swing, a very late swing. A half-hearted swung at that, so now 0-2. And it would be huge for Blevins if he could find a way to get past that error and get out of this inning. Going to be tough. Be an 0-2 coming up with Cordero at third, Tassoni at second, and Barfield at first. The pitch, Scott swings, it's a ground ball to first, grabbed by Blank. He'll tag first base, and he's going to have no play. He hesitated, didn't end up throwing home, didn't throw to second. He might have had a chance at one of the 2. So it's going to end up going down as a 3 unassisted, put out, a run scores, and the Skeeters have the lead 4-3. And Mike Blank, not typically a first baseman, he got that baseball stepped on first and thought about going either a home or to second. The runner between first and second, Barfield, kind of hesitated to see what Blank was going to do with it. He ended up throwing an either. And so a run scores, and Sugar Land now with the advantage at 4-3. And now runners at second and third with 2 outs for Delwyn Young. First pitch here is a breaking ball taken for a strike, 0-1. That run is unearned because of the error to Barfield. Had that play been made, the inning would have probably been over if the double play was made, but even if only 1 out on it, that ground out would have ended the inning, so that run unearned. Here comes the 0-1. Kicking the pitch, and Young swings and fouls this one off the end of the bat. So the count quickly 0-2 on Young, who tonight is 1 for 2. He singled to left his last time up in the fourth, popped to left in the first. And as we said during the last two batters, big point in this game. With the score now 4-3 in favor of Sugar Land, their first lead of the night, 2 in scoring position and 2 away. And an 0-2 pitch coming up from Blevins to Young. Kicks and fires, and Young will swing and lift the fly ball in the air to right center. Racing back is Phelan Lantini. Still going back. He reaches up, and he can't get it. Off the warning track and to the wall. Young goes to second. He stops right there with a 2-out, 2-strike, 2-run double. Now the Ducks defense has let Bobby Blevins down in this inning, and the Skeeters now lead it 6-3. So give Young the double. Will be his 25th of the year. I thought Lantini was going to be able to catch it. He had a little bit of a late break on it and ultimately could not come up with it in right field. 2 RBIs for Young, who's now up to 57 on the year. 2 more unearned runs coming across because of the error from Gotai. And had that play been made, it would be a 3-3 game. Now it is 6-3 in favor of Sugar Land. So now Blevins will face the lefty swinging Lance Sawatsky. Blevins gets the sign and comes set, and now time is called. And that is where, when the postseason starts a week from tomorrow, there's no excuses for the Ducks. The teams that make the fewest errors are typically the teams that go the furthest in the playoffs. First pitch here to Sawatsky, and that's in for a strike, 0-1. And managers will tell you the 2 keys in the postseason, the biggest keys, are pitching and defense. Timely hitting also is in there. Pitching and defense are the 2 big keys. Now, the Ducks pitching has been pretty strong of late, but it's the defense that is still having some struggles. 0-1. And their fastball zips over the outside corner. Sawatsky did not agree, but it's 0-2 now on the Skeeters shortstop, who tonight is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. And now in this inning, because of the error from Gotai, 3 unearned runs have come across, the difference of a 3-3 game and a 6-3 game. The 0-2, ground ball hit weakly to second, another chance for Gotai. He'll field and throw to first in time for the out, and that'll end the inning. But the Skeeters take advantage of the Ducks' defensive miscues. They score 4 in the inning, only 1 of which was earned. 4 hits, 1 giant error, and 1 left in scoring position. 5 innings in the books tonight here in Sugar Land, Texas, and the Skeeters have their first lead of the night as they are in front 6-3.
Hey fans, this is infielder Matt Wessinger, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey PSEG Long Island customers. Want to learn how to save on your electric bill? Here's one way. You can save up to $100 each year by simply replacing 10 incandescent bulbs with CFL or LED bulbs. Want to save even more? Take our online home energy survey. It's free. It takes just 10 minutes to complete, and it may save you hundreds more. Find out about our energy efficiency programs at www.pseglyny.com/savemoney.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Ducks behind for the first time all night long after Phelan Lantini had just missed a home run with 2 outs in the inning. It would have been a 3-run shot that would have given the Ducks a 6-2 lead. The Skeeters tied the game with an RBI single from Renee Tassoni in the bottom of the 5th. And then after Ruben Gotay has a ball go through his legs on what would have been an inning-ending double play ball, 3 more runs end up coming across, all unearned, and the Skeeters have a 6-3 lead. Aaron Thompson deals up high for ball 1 to Cody Puckett, and a big job by Aaron Thompson over these last 3 innings to keep the Ducks at just 3 runs for the game and give the offense a chance to come back. Here Thompson misses high and away again, and it's 2-0. Now the Ducks will have to try and bounce back after the defense let them down in the bottom half of the 5th inning, 2-0, and that's well up high for ball 3. Leadoff walk did the Ducks wonders in the first. They ended up scoring 2 in that inning to take the early 2-0 lead. We'll see if Cody Puckett can work his way on here to begin the top of the 6th. 3-0. There's a fastball strike at the knees. Puckett with an RBI single back in the first inning, and then bounced into a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play in the 3rd. 3-1. There's a strike. Fastball again over the outside corner. Looks like Ryan Matthews is beginning to get loose for the Skeeters in their bullpen. Payoff, and Puckett hits a high fly ball in the air to center off the end of the bat. Tassoni jogging a couple steps over to his left, and he will make the catch. Thompson has now retired 6 in a row since the double by Mike Blank in the 4th, and that might end up going down as the big inning and the big turning point in this game. Blank had doubled with 1 out to put runners at 2nd and 3rd after the leadoff walk by Gotay. But Wessinger struck out looking, and then Lentini hit a mammoth fly ball out to left field that ended up being caught at the wall by Johan Lamonta with the wind blowing in hard from left. First pitch to Gotay here, misses high and outside for ball 1. Let's see if Gotay can try to tone for the error he made in that bottom of the 5th. 1-0. Breaking ball in for a strike, 1-1. Gotay tonight, a pop out to 2nd in the 1st and a walk in the 4th. Made it to 3rd, but was stranded there. 1-1. And that misses low and outside. Good eye. Runs the count to 2 balls and a strike. Gotay, as we mentioned, had the day off yesterday. 2-1. Smacked foul back behind the plate. To the screen, and it's 2-2. Gotay at home against the Revolution was 3 of 11 with a pair of runs batted in. 4 of 21 overall in the homestand. 2-2 delivery, and Gotay swings and misses strike 3. Cuts through the fastball, 2nd strikeout of the night for Thompson, and quickly 2 away for the Ducks here in the 6th. Yankees have opened up a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers at Yankee Stadium. They're playing in the bottom of the 7th inning. Solo homers from Jacoby Ellsbury and Didi Gregorius. Gregorius a pinch hit home run for Ellsbury, his 9th, for Gregorius his 18th. CC Sabathia with 6 1/3 shutout innings for the Yankees. Adam Warren has since replaced him. First pitch here, Mike Dowd takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Julio Urias got the start for the Dodgers, and Ross Stripling has since come on to replace him. So again, 2-0 after 7 at Yankee Stadium. Yankees in front of the Dodgers. 0-1. Dowd takes a curveball. That's in at the knees for a called strike. Thompson quickly ahead, 0-2. Mets have a 3-1 lead over the Washington Nationals in the 9th inning at Nationals Park. Noah Syndergaard started for the Mets, struck out 11 in 7 innings of 1-run ball. Addison Reed has since replaced him. 0-2 cut on and missed for strike 3. Dowd goes down swinging. A 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Thompson, who strikes out 2 in the frame and now has 3 for the game. Thompson has now retired 8 in a row. Good shutdown inning, 5.5 complete. Ducks trailing 6-3.
Hey fans, this is catcher Mike Dowd, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Park in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't Get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Bottom half of the sixth inning with the Ducks trailing the Skeeters 6-3. Finishing up on the out-of-town scoreboard, a Texas matchup about 30 minutes from us here in Houston as the Astros lead the Rangers 2-1. They play in the seventh inning. Always a big rivalry matchup between those teams. United States hockey team in World Cup of Hockey pre-tournament action today, a 3-2 win over Finland down in Washington, D.C. Derek Stepan of the Rangers scored his second goal of the pre-tournament action. Ryan Kessler and TJ Oshie also scored. And the New York Liberty fell at home tonight at Madison Square Garden 75-62 to the Washington Mystics. Meanwhile, the Ducks will need to find a way to bounce back after that tough bottom of the fifth inning. 4 runs, 3 of them unearned. The Skeeters have their first lead of the night. Leading things off will be Juan Martinez in the sixth, the only batter of the Skeeters that did not hit in the fifth inning, and he cranks a deep ball foul down the left field line. And it's 0-1. Blevins looking to bounce back after the tough fifth inning, but again, I think a lot of that had to do with the defense. He did allow 3 hits to start off the inning, including the RBI single by Rene Tassoni. Here's the 0-1. And that misses low and outside, 4-1, but he would have gotten out of the inning with the score tied if not for the misplay by Ruben Gotay on Barfield's ground ball. That would have very likely been an inning-ending double play. At worst, would have been a fielder's choice, and then a ground out would have ended the inning. 1-1, popped up in the air, foul, first base side. Blank gives it a look. This will go back into the seats, though. Now 1-2 on Martinez, who has popped to right and popped to short. Skeeters now out hitting the Ducks 8-6 in this game. Here comes the 1-2. Blevins kicks and fires, and Martinez a line drive, fair down the right field line, just fair inside the line. Martinez will round first, heading for second. He's going to round second and try for 3. The relay throw coming in from Gotay, not in time. Martinez is in there safely with a leadoff triple down the right field line. Well, we talked about baseball being a game of inches, and boy, has that been the case here tonight against Bobby Blevins. A home run that would have given the Ducks a 4-run lead at 6-2 that just stayed inside the ballpark. The line drive down the left field line that just managed to stay fair, and now the triple down the right field line that just managed to stay fair. And Martinez, who had 3 triples earlier this year with Veracruz in the Mexican League, has his first Skeeter triple. He's now 1 of 3. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Yohan LaMonta. Infield in all the way around for the Ducks to cut off a run at home plate. First pitch. And LaMonta takes a breaking ball in for a strike. And the count 0-1. LaMonta double to right center to kick off that 5th inning. And then a fly out down the right field line. A great running catch made by Lentini. 0-1. That's popped up. Right side of the infield, foul territory. Mike Blank, the first baseman, in foul ground, makes the call on the catch. So big first out there for Blevins as LaMonta pops out foul. One away, and that will bring up the catcher, Wilfredo Cordero. Check that, Albert Cordero. I'm thinking of Wilfredo Rodriguez, who was the catcher last night for Sugarland, but he has the night off tonight, along with Patrick Palmero and Beamer Weems, who both played last night. Infield remains in. Again, to cut off that run at home plate. First pitch from Blevins to Cordero on the way. And that breaking ball misses high and outside for ball 1. Cordero popped to short in the 3rd inning. And then we thought he was going to bunt in the 5th after the leadoff double, but elected to swing away. He fell behind 0-2 and then smacked a single past Gotay in a right. Here is the 1-0. Cordero way out in front of the breaking ball from Blevins. Swings and misses to even the count at 1-1. Blevins is currently at 85 pitches for this game, 67 of them for strikes. He has only thrown 18 balls in this game. That is incredible. Trying to keep it a 6-3 game here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blevins is 1-1. Swing and a foul tip at home plate by Cordero. Just caught a little piece of it and knocked it right into the dirt. So the count goes to 1-2. Infield is in, the 1-2. Blevins winds, fires, and Cordero out in front of the changeup, strike 3. So Blevins with a big strikeout, his 3rd of the night. And he has now retired both LaMonta and Cordero with the runner at third base and 2 away. Infield will now be able to back up. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Jeff Dominguez. Here's the switch hitting Jeff Dominguez from the left side. Blevins winds and fires. Dominguez swings first pitch. It's a high fly ball to right. Phelan Lantini drifts a couple steps back into his left. He'll make the catch, and an excellent job by Bobby Blevins. Allows the leadoff triple to Juan Martinez. Gets the foul pop from LaMonta, the strikeout of Cordero, the fly out from Dominguez, and keeps this a 3-run game. No runs a hit, a runner left at third. 6 innings in the books, and it's the Skeeters in front by a count of 6-3.
Hi, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Long Island's Ford Giant is bigger and better than ever. Sayville Ford celebrating the grand opening of their new state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's grand opening celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's grand opening savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Ducks fans follow throughout the rest of the season as the Long Island Ducks try to meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 home runs, Chappie's Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family's tradition. The evening is done for Aaron Thompson. After 6 innings, he has done well to turn in a quality start after a very rough beginning in which he allowed 3 runs on 4 hits in the first 2 innings of this game, but from the 3rd through the 6th, allowed just 2 hits and a walk. He retired the final 8 batters that he faced after allowing the double to blank that put runners at 2nd and 3rd with only 1 out in the 4th. And an excellent job by Thompson to keep this game where it was. It allowed the Skeeters to come back tied and then take the lead after the error by Gotay. So now Ryan Matthews will come in and try and preserve this lead. A Skeeters bullpen that has been terrific this year. And it will be Mike Blank, Matt Wessinger, and Phelan Lantini, 8, 9, and 1 in the order, due up for the Ducks here in inning number 7. Matthews works out of the stretch. He gets the sign from his catcher, Albert Cordero. First pitch, and Blank swings and misses for strike 1. A big hack, might have caught a little piece of it. Blank 1 for 2. A fly out to center in the 2nd, and then that double just inside the left field line in the 4th. Good for his 18th double of the season. Blank will get himself reset in the batter's box. Now the 0-1. That fastball misses inside. We'll even up the count at 1-1. 6 innings tonight for Thompson. He gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned, walked 2, and struck out 3. Did commit an error, but it did not come back to bite him. Here's the 1-1. And this one just caught a little piece of the inside corner. Blank thought it was too far inside, but just caught a little bit of it. And so the count goes to 1-2. Blevins is at 88 pitches right now. Nobody warming up in the bullpen out in right center, so I have to think that Blevins will come back out for the bottom of the 7th. 1-2, and Blank a check swing on a breaking ball down and away. They appeal at first, and David Frame says he did not go around, so a good job by Blank to hold up. And he runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Matt Wessinger waiting in the on-deck circle for Long Island. From the stretch, Matthews, the 2-2. Blank checks his swing again on a breaking ball down and away. This one more clearly held up. So the count goes full at 3-2, and the Ducks looking to get the leadoff walk here in the 7th. For Matthews, this is appearance number 36 on the season. Here comes the 3-2 offering. Deals to the plate, and Blank swings. It's a ground ball to the right side and past the diving try of Jeff Dominguez for a base hit. Second hit of the night for Mike Blank, and his 3rd of the series after having a hit last night. So Blank is on with a leadoff single. Good start for the Ducks in the bottom of inning number of inning number 7. Numbers this year on Matthews: 3-2 record at 3.18 earned run average. He's allowed 34 hits in 39 2/3 innings, 14 runs all earned, 22 walks, so a little bit high in that department, and 25 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .238 against him. Blank being held on by Young at first. First pitch to Matt Wessinger. He swings and misses at a breaking ball down in the zone, 0-1. Wessinger with a double to left center in his first at bat back in the 2nd, then would score on the RBI single from Phelan Lantini. Struck out looking, though, with 2 in scoring position and 1 out in the 4th. Pitch that he thought was outside, the 0-1. And here a breaking ball misses down and away. Didn't miss by much, but definitely out of the zone. It's 1-1. A left-hander has now gotten loose in the bullpen for Sugarland. I believe that is Dan Runsler. One of the 2 lefties, along with Derek Loop, out of the pen. Here's the 1-1 from Matthews to Wessinger. Kicks and fires, and Wessinger fouls this one off the mask of the catcher, Albert Corradero. So now Matt Wessinger behind in the count at 1-2. Yesterday was 3 for 5 at the plate with a run scored. And on the homestand only had 2 official plate appearances. He was 0 for 1 with a walk. But had been hitting the ball well before that. Obviously becomes the odd man out with both Puckett and Lyons back in the lineup. Gotye as well. 1-2. That fastball taken high. He's playing today because Cody Puckett's getting the half day as the designated hitter. And no surprise, Kevin Byes trying to give guys some rest during this final road trip of the year. Either getting half days as designated hitters or getting the day out of the lineup. Yesterday he rested 4 of his regulars and still got 11 runs and 16 hits. Here comes the 2-2. Wessinger, a pop-up foul back behind the plate. And as John Sterling likes to say, you can just never predict baseball. That's an exact situation yesterday. With a 6, 7, and 8, and 9 that included Blank, Wessinger, Skura, and Hughes, who have all struggled somewhat at the plate this year. They go in the lineup for 4 regulars. And the Ducks have their best run and hit totals in over a month and a half. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got Wessinger to chase the breaking ball down in the zone. Second time Wessinger has struck out. First strikeout for Matthews. There's the first out of the inning. And back to the top of the order for Phelan Lantini. Matthews stands in at 6'3", 220 pounds. He's 32 years old, out of Sacramento, California. Former big leaguer in his 13th season of professional baseball. Lantini to the plate from the right side. The first pitch to him is swung and chopped on the ground, foul at home plate. 0-1 the count. Lantini tonight, a single, a walk, an RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base. He's 1 of 2 at the plate. He hit that deep fly ball to left field in the fourth, where on almost any other night it might be a 3-run home run, and at that point a 6-2 Ducks lead. But ultimately stayed in the ballpark, was caught at the wall. And boy, has that felt like a turning point in this game. Sugar Land since has scored 4 runs. They have a 6-3 lead. Here's the 0-1. Lentini takes up and out of the zone. That'll leave it up to count at 1-1. Matthews started this season with the Louisville Bats in the Cincinnati Reds organization AAA, was 1-1 with a 6.43 ERA in 6 games out of the bullpen before his release. Blank continues to lead at first. Here's the 1-1. Now Lentini, a ground ball to the left side. Backhanded, it goes off the glove of Martinez. He recovers, but he's going to have no play. Everybody is safe. The Ducks now have runners at first and second with a 1 out. That'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Dan Lyons. We'll see how it's scored. It was a hard chopper, and Martinez went to field it on the backhand. The ball bounced and rolled up his arm. And so Lentini is on at first. Blank goes to second. And here is Dan Lyons, who is 1 of 3 on the night with an RBI and a run scored. They will rule it an error on Martinez, his first with the Skeeters. He had 12 earlier this year in the Mexican League with Veracruz. And now time is called here as the catcher is going to go out to talk with Matthews and get on the same page. Just a very quick exchange. So the E5 has put 2 on with 1 out. Obviously the Skeeters took advantage of the error earlier in this game back in the 5th by Ruben Gotine. What could have been an inning-ending double play ball. Let's see if the Ducks can take advantage here. First pitch from Matthews to Lyons on the way. And Lyons swings and lifts a fly ball foul back behind the plate. Out of play, 0-1. Lyons with an RBI single to left center back in the first, then scored on Cody Puckett's RBI single later that inning. And the second, he popped out to center field with Lentini at second and 2 away, and then bounced to short to begin the 5th. Runners lead. Here comes the 0-1. Matthews fires, and Lyons takes a fastball down in the zone and away. Leaving up the count at 1-1. Delwyn Young, the first baseman, plays behind Lentini. Very unlikely the Ducks will try and pull off a double steal with Blank speed at second. Lentini has good speed at first. Looks as though Patrick Kreider has begun to get loose out in the bullpen in right center, so Blevins might be done after 6 innings. Matthews 1-1. Lyons takes a fastball that catches a piece of the outside corner for strike 2. Lyons has a quick word here with the home plate umpire, Rodney Galloway. So the count is 1-2 on the Ducks shortstop. Runners will take their leads from first and second with 1 away. Matthews is ready to go. Here's his 1-2 delivery. Lyons will swing and hit a weak ground ball towards third. Charging in Martinez. Bare hands, he can't come up with it. Everybody is going to be safe. And the Ducks will have the bases loaded with 1 away. And Delta Cleary Jr. coming up to the plate. That was a much tougher play for Martinez. Had to run in on it and try and make the play barehanded and throw all in one motion. Lyons has good speed. They have yet to score it. We'll wait and see how they rule it. But either way, the base is loaded, and with Cleary Jr. coming up, Gary Gaetti wants to turn Cleary Jr. around to his right side. So he has come out of the dugout. He's going to take the baseball from Matthews, have to think. Has not done so yet. But that is typically the move that we've seen. And indeed, he will point down to the bullpen. And Matthews will give way to the left-hander to turn Cleary Jr. around to the right side. They do put it as an infield single for Lyons, his second hit of the night. The Ducks are set up, bases loaded, with only 1 out in the 7th, the tying runs on base. Cleary Jr. coming to the plate, and a left-hander coming out of the bullpen for the Skeeters.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and bench coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up. It's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Well, we are here in the top of the 7th inning, and the Ducks have rallied a bit. They are trailing 6-3, still on the scoreboard, but they have put the tying runs on base thanks to a single to right by Mike Blank, an error by Juan Martinez on Phelan Lentini's ground ball, then an infield single by Dan Lyons, which Martinez tried to barehand to make the play and could not. So the Ducks have the bases loaded, good speed especially on first and second. With Delta Cleary Jr. scheduled to come up to the plate, Gary Gaetti goes to his bullpen. He calls on the left-hander Dan Runzler to come in and pitch, specifically to turn Delta Cleary Jr. around to his right side. Earlier this game, the left-hander Aaron Thompson was on the mound, and Cleary Jr. was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt against him. Cleary Jr., without question, has been a better hitter from his left side this season. We'll get you the numbers on the splits momentarily. But Cleary Jr. will be coming to the plate here against the lefty. And we'll have to try and get his way on base, or at least a fly ball to bring in a run, and close it to within 6-4. First pitch from Runzler. Cleary Jr. takes the fastball way up and outside, ball 1. This year as a lefty hitter, now again that is facing right-handed pitchers, Cleary Jr. a .356 hitter. Meanwhile, against left-handed pitching this year, Cleary Jr. hitting just .250. So no question, looking at the splits, why Gary Gaetti made the move he did. See if the Ducks can take advantage. 1-0. That's grounded right back to the mound. Runzler fields, flips it to the plate for one on a first double play, and there you go. So Gary Gaetti makes the move that works out perfectly. Cleary Jr. grounds into the 1-2-3 double play, and the Ducks squander the opportunity with the bases loaded and only 1 out. No runs, 2 hits, an error, 2 left on base. To the bottom of the 7th, it's time to stretch. Skeeters still lead at 6-3.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Nick Struck, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up. It's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Big opportunity squandered for the Ducks in the top half of the 7th inning. Long Island loads up the bases against Ryan Matthews on 2 singles and an error. But Gary Gaetti makes the move, calling in the lefty Dan Runzler to face Cleary Jr. and turn him around to the right side. Cleary Jr. promptly grounds into the 1-2-3 inning-ending double play. The Ducks remain behind by 3. Second big opportunity that the Ducks have had in this game that they have failed to score, and that might end up costing them tonight if they cannot come back. Rene Tassoni to lead off the 7th, and he grounds one to second base. Ruben Gotay fields this one. Throws to first in time for the out. Bobby Blevins back out for his 7th inning of work. Yeah, we saw Patrick Kreider warming up during the course of the top of the 7th. Kevin Baez goes back out to Blevins to give him at least one more inning. And Blevins is at 89 pitches right now, and he has thrown 71 of those 89 for strikes. That is just an incredible number for Bobby Blevins tonight. 80% really, 79.8% exactly of his pitches have been for strikes. First pitch on the way. And Barfield takes a breaking ball, strike on the outside corner, 0-1. And he has given up 9 hits tonight, and a lot of those have been hit hard. But was the victim of some bad luck in that 5th inning. The error by Ruben Gotay on what would have been a double play ball with this guy at the plate, Jeremy Barfield. 0-1. And he hits one high in the air to left, hits it well again. Lou Ford back, he'll have room this time though, and makes the catch in front of the warning track for the 2nd out. Barfield aiming for his 2nd home run of the night. He had a 2-run shot back in the 1st inning. So Barfield is now 2 for 4 on the night with 2 RBIs and 2 runs.
For your Skeeters, designated hitter number 16, Travis Scott.
Travis Scott will step up to the plate. He will bat from the left side as Blevins look for a quick 1-2-3 inning here in the 7th. Scott tonight is 0 for 3, but did drive in a run with his RBI ground out in the 5th to first baseman Mike Blank. First pitch to him here is popped up in the air, foul. First base side out of play. And the count goes to 0-1. Prior to that, he tried to bunt his way on for a base hit in the 4th and ended up grounding into a 2-5 fielder's choice as Dowd grabbed it and fired to second base where Wessinger was covering. The infield shifted again with 3 on the right side, and the shortstop Dan Lyons, the only infielder on the left side. 0-1. And that zips just off the outside corner for a ball, leaving the count at 1-1. Blevins trying to end his night on a high note and keep it right here at 6-3. Did a great job in the 6th after allowing the leadoff triple to Juan Martinez to retire 3 straight and keep the Skeeters off the scoreboard. Here Scott hits a high pop-up to short. Dan Lyons camping under it. And he will make the catch on the infield dirt, and a nice quick 1-2-3 inning for Bobby Blevins. 7 fairly strong innings tonight. Again, has been hurt by that error. We have played 7 here at Constellation Field. Skeeters still in front by 3, 6-3 the score.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Anthony Vega, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Ducks fans, do you want frequent updates on team transactions, scores, store specials, or the status of upcoming games? And follow the Long Island Ducks on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucks. With Twitter, the faithful flock will be able to follow their Ducks and find out more information regarding nightly promotions, player signings, league activities, and so much more. Ducks are tweeting right now. You can follow along at twitter.com/LIDucks. Dan Runzler will stay in to pitch the 8th after getting the double play ball off the bat of Delta Cleary Jr. that ended the 7th. Lou Ford will lead off from the right side. On the first pitch to him, it's a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Matthews ends up going a third of an inning, gives up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And a big pat on the back for Runzler, I'm sure, when he got to the dugout to say, thanks for bailing me out of that jam. Ford hits a ground ball to short. Zawatsky fields and throws on to first for the out. Ford now 1 of 4 tonight. And there's the first out here in the 8th. That'll bring up Cody Puckett.
Designated hitter 2.
The numbers this season on the left-hander Dan Runsler. He has pitched in a total of 30 games and has been very strong out of the bullpen. 0-1 record, a 1.80 ERA, and has 2 saves as well. 25 innings of work. He has allowed 31 hits. Opponents hitting .307 against him, but he's limited the damage. First pitch is low for ball 1. Just 9 runs allowed despite allowing those 31 hits. 5 of them earned. He has walked 10 and struck out 29. Puckett tonight 1 of 3 with an RBI single way back in the first inning. Since then, he has grounded into a double play and popped to center. 1-0. That's a high drive in the air to deep left field. Back goes Lamonte into the corner. He looks up, and it's one hopping off the wall. Puckett will around first and head to second base. The throw there, not in time. Puckett slides in safely with a double, his second hit of the night. And Long Island with a runner at second and 1 out in the 8th inning. I mentioned Puckett has driven in a run now in 3 consecutive games. He had 2 RBIs on Sunday on the 2-run home run, had a 2-run single yesterday, and tonight has an RBI single. Back-to-back 2-hit games for him. Five straight games with a hit for Cody Puckett, as this is taken outside for a ball. 1-0 on Ruben Gotay. 0-for-2 at the plate with a walk that he drew back in the 4th, leading off the inning. Got stranded at 3rd in that frame. Switch hitter from the right side. 1-0, and this is fouled straight back to the screen. Good cut. That'll even up the count at 1-1. But Gotay tonight played by that big error in the 5th inning. The bases loaded. I'll check that with 2 on. Could have gotten a double play to get out of the inning. Instead, it loaded up the bases. Here Gotay takes a low. And that will run the count to 2-1. And eventually, Skeeters would score 3 unearned runs, and that's the difference of the game right now. Two one on the way. Cut on and missed by Gotay. Swung right through it. So the count goes to 2-2. Cody Puckett, the runner at second base, on with another multi-hit game. And trying to advance if Gotay can get him over to third. 2-2. High pop-up. Foul territory, first base side of the plate. Cordero back towards the seats. He'll run out of room as this goes several rows back into the crowd. So we will do it once again with the count at 2-2. Ducks have a right-hander warming in the bullpen. Appears like it is Amalio Diaz. Be a little surprised to see him come in, as he's worked a lot of late, and the Ducks trailing by 3. I guess Kevin Mize wants to keep it close, and maybe if the Ducks get it closer, that is why he's bringing him in. 2-2. Gotay swings and chops one foul. Third base side. I don't know if that caught his foot. I believe it did. Seems to be all right, though. Just walking it off. Doesn't have any noticeable limp. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes still on Gotay. Here's the 2-2. That is down in the dirt, and it goes through the legs of the catcher. Puckett going for third base, and he slides in safely. The ball caroms so quickly from the backstop right back out to the catcher, Cordero. I was able to throw it down to third, and Martinez slapped the tag down, but Puckett just got in ahead of it. So he is able to advance to third. Now a fly ball could potentially get him in and make this a 2-run game. The count now full at 3-2 on Gotay. We'll see if they score that a wild pitch, and indeed they do. Down and right through the wickets of Cordero. Here comes the 3-2 delivery. And Gotay swings, and it's a fly ball in the air to center. We'll see if that's deep enough to get the run in. Tassoni lines this one up. Races in, makes the catch. Puckett tags from third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. Cody Puckett stands in with the run. A sac fly and an RBI for Ruben Gotay. And the Ducks close to within 2. It's a 6-4 ball game.
Pitcher, number 29, Mike Dowd.
So, for Gotay, his 5th sacrifice fly of the season, 60th run batted in. And for Cody Puckett, the run his 60th of the year. Up to the plate, steps down from the right side. Runsler comes set his first pitch, and Dowd takes low in the zone for ball 1. So the base is now empty with 2 away for the Ducks. Dowd tonight is 0-for-3 at the plate. He and Delta Cleary Jr., the only 2 Ducks who have yet to reach base in this game. Runsler comes set. Here's the 1-0. Dowd takes a fastball high and away for ball 2. And if the Ducks can get Dowd on, I should say, it would bring the tying run of the plate in the form of their home run leader, Mike Blank, who waits out of the on-deck circle. Each team now with 9 hits. Here's the 2-0. Dowd, line drive in a left field. On the run, LaMonta. He won't get it. It'll land for a base hit. Mike Dowd has his first hit of the night and the 10th hit for Long Island. And so Mike Dowd does his part in getting on base. And now the other Mike Blank, will come up to the plate. Looks as though Diaz has now sat down. Patrick Kreider is up. The Skeeters have had a reliever warming. Now Gary Gaetti is going to come out of the dugout. And will he call on a reliever to face Blank? Yes, he will. So that is all for Runsler, as he has allowed a double, a sac fly, and a single in this inning. The Ducks have closed to within 6-4. Tying run coming up to the plate, and Gary Gaetti, with the tying run coming to the plate or on base for the 2nd straight inning, is going to go to his bullpen to try and get out of it. Ducks have closed to within 6-4 here in Sugar Land.
Hi, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Northwell Health Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and Northwell Health Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at northwell.edu.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bayshore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Andrew Johnston has been summoned from the pen by Gary Gaetti. The Ducks have plated a run here in the 8th. After Cody Puckett doubled, moved to 3rd on a pass ball, and scored on the sacrifice fly from Ruben Gotay. Mike Dowd has followed with a base hit to left, and so Mike Blank will come to the plate as the tying run. He's had a good night thus far, 2 for 3 with a double and a single. And he will come up here with the chance to tie the game with 1 swing. He leads the Ducks with 10 home runs on the year. Matt Wessinger waits on deck. And the first pitch from Andrew Johnston on the way. Blank will take down and in for ball 1. Johnston on the year, 5-2 record, 1.85 ERA in 58 games. He has nailed down 3 saves this year. Again, Derek Loop is the closer for Sugar Land, but Runsler has had a couple saves. Johnston has had 2, and Robbie Weinhardt has had 2. 1-0 pitch, and Blank will take a fastball over the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. Blank 2 for 3 today, and now has 3 hits in a total of 8 at-bats in the series. Drove in a run and scored a run yesterday. Throw over to first, chases Mike Dowd back. Dowd not really a stolen base threat all year. He has just 2 steals and 2 attempts. Ducks will not risk getting a runner caught on the bases here with the tying run at the plate and 2 outs. Johnston gets the sign and come set wearing the high royal blue socks. The 1-1. A blank grounds one foul at the third base line. Behind Kevin Baez down the line. So the count goes to 1-2. And Johnston now a strike away from getting out of further trouble in the inning. Infield playing straight away. Some of the crowd has already made their way out here on this Tuesday night. Dowd takes his lead off of first. And the 1-2 to Blank. Swinging a broken bat, ground ball hit to short. So Watsky will field, he'll flip it to second for the force. And for the second straight inning, Gary Gaetti brings in a reliever and he's able to get out of further trouble. Ducks do play to run in the inning though on 2 hits. No errors in the inning and 1 runner left on base. We head to the bottom half of the 8th here in Texas. Skeeters' lead is now 6-4.
Hey fan, this is outfielder Delta Cleary Jr. and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Pave your way.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark. Well, Ducks fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop on your next visit to Bethpage Ballpark, where exclusive, hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. So the Ducks have made this a 2-run game thanks to Ruben Gotai's sacrifice fly. It's now a 6-4 ball game. Bobby Blevins' night is done. And overall, he's going to end up getting a quality start because of those 3 unearned runs. Ultimately allows only 3 earned runs in 7 innings of work. But 6 runs total have scored. And that error by Ruben Gotai right now back in the 5th inning looming very large. As if not for that error, had that play been made and the inning ended 3-3, the Ducks would have the lead right now. So that is a huge difference maker in this game. But can't go back and start thinking about it. It is what it is. That's the way it is right now. The Ducks offense will need to find a way to try and battle back. But overall, aside from that one hiccup in that 5th inning, Blevins has done pretty well. He gave up the 2-run home run in the first to Barfield and ended his night by retiring the final 6 hitters he faced after allowing the leadoff triple to Juan Martinez in the 6th. So ended the night on a high note, and he'll give away to Patrick Kreider, who will pitch, I believe, for the 5th time in 7 games. He's been used a lot by Kevin Baez of late and overall this season. So he will come in, and he'll face Young, Zawatsky, and Martinez, 5, 6, and 7 in the order. For Kreider, this is his 60th game of the year. That puts him second most in the Atlantic League. Pete Andrelzik of Lancaster leads the league with 62. So Kreider will take the mound, and Delwyn Young, the switch hitter, comes up to the plate from the right side. First pitch, and this is fouled straight back to the screen, 0-1. Young's hit right now, back in the 5th inning. The difference in this game made 2 out, 2 strike, 2-run double to the right center field gap. Blevins was ahead 0-2 on him before he hit the double to the wall in right center. He's also got a single and a fly out to left. The 0-1 from Kreider, and Young takes the breaking ball down and in. Evens up the count at 1-1. Second baseman Ruben Gotai shaded towards the middle here for Young. Kreider comes set. Here's his 1-1 offering. Young swings and fouls this one off the mask of Mike Dowd and back behind the plate. He seems to be just fine in the count 1-2. Kreider has had a very strong season. He's 3-2 with a 1.76 ERA. He's had a couple hiccups of late that have inflated the ERA, which was down right around 1 for the majority of the season, if not below it. 41 innings, he's given up 21 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. His one vice has been walks. He's allowed 27 on the year and has struck out 34. Here's his 1-2 pitch. Young takes the fastball high and inside, would not chase. 2-2 the count. Wessinger playing right along the line at third. Here's the 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, misses the outside corner. Had some good movement on it, but just missed off the plate. So that runs the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes after getting ahead 1-2. And obviously do not want to walk the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 8th, trailing by 2. Payoff pitch. Young smacks one on the ground right to Wessinger at third. He fields and fires across the diamond in time for the out. So Young now 2 of 4. There's the first out in this 8th inning. Blevins goes 7 innings tonight for the Ducks. He gives up 9 hits and 6 runs, 3 of which were earned. So a quality start technically for him. No walks, 3 strikeouts. He did allow the home run to Barfield in the first. Threw a total of 94 pitches, 75 of which were for strikes. That's good for 80% of his pitches being strikes. Very impressive in that regard for Blevins. Did not walk a batter. First pitch to Lance Sawatsky, and that breaking ball catches the outside corner for strike 1. By the way, it is a final in Bridgeport. The Bluefish have defeated the Patriots 10-3, so the Bluefish sweep the day-night doubleheader from the Patriots and are now within 2 games of first place. Check swing foul ball to the third base side of the screen. Kevin Baez got it right in the front part of the dugout and flips it to a fan in the stands. So now 0-2 on Sawatsky, who is 0 for 3 at the plate tonight. He and Scott and Dominguez, the only 3 Skeeters who have yet to reach base. And here a swing and a miss for strike 3 as he chases the breaking ball down and away. First strikeout for Kreider, the 4th for Ducks pitching, and the second time Sawatsky has gone down on strikes. 2 away, and that'll bring up Juan Martinez. New Britain and Southern Maryland are in extra innings. They're in the 11th right now, tied at 3. And the Barnstormers have defeated the York Revolution, so if this score holds and that score obviously will hold because it's final, Skeeters and the Revs will be tied for first place in the Freedom Division standings. First pitch is taken just inside for ball 1 by Juan Martinez, who tonight is 1 for 3. The one hit was a triple leading off the 6th inning down the right field line. Kreider's 1-0. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball diving down and in. Had good movement on it. That will even up the count at 1-1. Kreider last pitch for the Ducks on Sunday's home finale. And through 2/3 of an inning scoreless. Gave up a hit. No walk. Struck out 1. He had thrown back-to-back outings, allowing a run before that. 1 with 2 runs, 1 with 1. And here a foul ball. So the count 1-1. So that had to feel good for Kreider. And a scoreless inning here would also be a big lift for him. Yankees have shut out the Dodgers 3-0, a big win for them. And the Mets, meanwhile, have won it now in the 10th. After allowing 2 runs in the 9th, they come back and win it 4-3 and 10. High pop-up in a center field here for Martinez. Delta Cleary Jr. moves in a couple steps. He'll make the catch, and that will land the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Patrick Kreider in the 8th. We move to the 9th. Last chance for the Ducks. They trail it by 2 here in Sugarland.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and bench coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Municipal Credit Union is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Ducks. For 100 years, MCU has helped New Yorkers achieve their goals with competitive financial products and services. Meet your important or unexpected needs with an MCU personal loan. Whether it's the cost of moving, a family vacation, or even home repairs, an MCU personal loan is a simple solution. To learn more about how an MCU personal loan can work for you, visit nymcu.org today. MCU, celebrating 100 years of service.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
To the ninth inning here at Constellation Field, Derek Loop, the closer for the Skeeters, has come on and try and earn the save. As the Skeeters, who trailed by scores of 2-0 and 3-2, used a 4-run fifth inning, including 3 runs unearned because of an error. Took a 6-3 lead and now lead at 6-4. In this ninth inning, the Ducks will be sending their 9 1-2 hitters to the plate: Matt Wessinger, Phelan Lantini, and Dan Lyons. Dan Runzler ends up going an inning and a third in relief, allows 2 hits and just 1 run, bailed out by Andrew Johnston, who got the final out of the 8th inning on the ground out into the fourth by Mike Blank. So he goes a third of an inning with zeros across. Derek Loop, the 4th reliever, 5th pitcher overall of the night for the Skeeters, comes in to try and pick up save number, just have the number here, no, I just lost it, save number 30 on the season. So he will be facing Wessinger, Lentini, and Lyons, and an opportunity for the Skeeters here, not only to even this series at a game apiece, but to move into a tie for first place in the second half Freedom Division standings with the York Revolution. And if those two teams do finish tied in the standings, then Sugar Land would get the playoff spot and the second half title, because York won it in the first half. And they could also end up being lifted if New Britain ends up losing in Southern Maryland, but right now the Bees have a 4-3 lead. First pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 0-1 on Wessinger, who doubled the left center and scored in his first trip to the plate back in the second, but has struck out twice since, once looking in the 4th and once swinging in the 7th. Both with runners on base. 0-1 here, misses high and outside, even up the count, out a ball and a strike. So if New Britain ends up winning, they would stay a game ahead of Sugar Land, even if the Skeeters, or they would stay a game behind Sugar Land, I would say, if the Skeeters end up winning. 1-1, fouled back to the screen, behind home plate, 1-2. But again, that could end up being rendered meaningless in terms of the overall standings if the Skeeters win the second half. Confused much? I understand it's a little bit confusing, but it's a little bit easier when you're staring at a piece of paper and can kind of see it overall. Loops 1-2, and Wessinger takes a breaking ball at the knees, a called strike 3. So Derek Loop strikes him out looking. Wessinger with a hat trick tonight. He had 3 hits last night and a double his first trip to the plate, starting this series off with 3 hits in his first 6 at-bats, but has now struck out 3 straight times. There's the first out, and that'll bring up Phelan Lentini. Numbers for Loop have been impressive this year, despite his 1-3 record. 53 games, he has a 2.13 ERA, and the aforementioned 29 saves. 55 innings of work, he has allowed 54 hits, 18 runs, 13 of them earned, 23 walks to 65 strikeouts. Opponents have found ways to get on base against him, but he's managed to escape jams and get the job done more often than not for Sugar Land. First pitch is a fastball strike to Phelan Lentini, who has a single tonight, an RBI base hit back in the second. He has also walked and scored and stole his 48th base of the year back in the first inning. 1 of 3 at the plate. Last time up, reached on an error in the 7th. And here he smacks one foul down the right field line out of play. Loop goes ahead in the count at 0-2. The series will wrap up tomorrow night. Once again, 7:05 local time, 8:05 if you're joining us on the East Coast. Lefty Daniel Herrera, the knuckleballer who's pitched very well of late, will take the mound for Long Island. 0-2. That fastball misses high for ball 1. Righty Sean Gallagher, who's always been tough on the Ducks, will take the mound for the Skeeters. And what is shaping up to be the rubber game of the series, unless the Ducks can rally here to win it. Loops 1-2, kicks and fires, and Lentini swings and misses, strike 3. Cut through the pitch, diving down and in. Back-to-back strikeouts for Loop. Skeeters now with 6 strikeouts as a staff tonight, and the Ducks down to their final out. So Lantini goes down swinging, makes a slow walk back to the third base dugout. With 2 away, here is Dan Lyons to the plate. 2 hits on the night. And he will try and keep this ball game alive for Long Island. And as they say, they need a bloop and a blast here. So we'll see if Lyons can find his way on. And then Cleary Jr. would come to the plate, though he would be batting again from the right side against a left-handed pitcher. First pitch, and Lyons takes a fastball strike over the outside corner, 0-1. Lyons had an RBI single and a run in the first, an infield single in the 7th, in between a flyout and a ground out. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, just misses the outside corner. Good movement on that pitch. And now we'll even up the count at 1-1. Infield plays straight away as the Skeeters look to pick up the victory and move into a tie for first in the Freedom Division. 1-1. That misses low and inside, ball 2. Good eye from the Ducks shortstop. Fans that have stuck around, climbing along, trying to will the Skeeters to victory tonight. 2-ball, 1-strike pitch on the way from Derek Loop. Kicks, deals, Lyons takes outside, ball 3. And another out of the zone will bring the tying run of the plate. Ducks looking for a base runner here to get a chance to tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. Cleary Jr. waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Lyons swings, chops this one foul in the dirt at home plate. Got a good pitch to hit at 3-1 and just missed it. And now the Ducks down to their final strikes. 3-ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases empty, top of the 9th inning. The Ducks trailing by 2 at 6-4. Here come the 2-strike claps from the fans here at Constellation Field. Loop comes set. The payoff pitch on the way to Dan Lyons, and he will swing and hit a fly ball in the air to left center and hit well. Johan Lamonto racing back. He'll have room, though. And in the gap, he makes the catch for the final out. This ball game is over, and the Sugarland Skeeters win it 6-4 as Derek Loop picks up his 30th save of the year and evens this series at a game apiece. So ultimately, one defensive miscue ends up haunting the Ducks tonight. They had the early lead, but after the Skeeters tied the game in the 5th, a double play potential ground ball ends up getting through the legs of Ruben Gotay. 3 unearned runs eventually score in the inning. The Ducks can't catch up as they fall by 2, 6-4 the final. Don't go anywhere. The post-game show's coming up next. We'll recap this game and hand out the Player of the Game award.
Hey fans, this is Todd Coffey, right-handed pitcher, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Park in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Final tonight here in Sugar Land, Texas. The Skeeters even up this series at a game apiece as they win it 6-4 over Long Island. A game which the Ducks led for the first half of it, but lost the lead in the 5th, couldn't recover. And Sugar Land gets a much-needed victory, and they move into a tie for first place in the second half Freedom Division standings with the York Revolution. Revs suffered a loss tonight against the Barnstormers in Lancaster, so Revs are now 75-60. The Skeeters with the win improved to, in terms of overall standings, the Skeeters improved to 70-65, but in the second half, of this season. The Revs and the Skeeters now tied atop the division at 35-30. That should set up a final and exciting 5 games of this regular season. Obviously all very important games, more so for the Skeeters since the Revs have already clinched a playoff spot this year. Let's recap this game. Again, a good start for the Ducks like they had in yesterday's game. This time it was even earlier than that. In the first inning against Aaron Thompson, Phelan Lentini drew a walk to open up the game, stole second base, and then was able to score when Dan Lyons brought him in with an RBI single to left center, his 49th run batted in of the year. Lyons was sacrificed to second by Delta Cleary Jr. Lou Ford nearly had an RBI single down the left field line, but Juan Martinez made a tremendous diving catch for the second out. However, Cody Puckett picked him up with an RBI single in the left center that would score Lyons, and that gave the Ducks an early 2-0 lead. Bobby Blevins took the mound for the Ducks in the bottom of the first and gave it right back, though, as with one out after Jeff Dominguez grounded to short. Rene Tassoni doubled into the right center field gap, and Jeremy Barfield followed with a 2-run home run over the wall and left, his league-leading 25th home run of the season, and that evened the score up at 2 apiece. Blevins would go on to retire the next 8 batters that he faced. Ducks would get the lead back, though, right away in the second inning. After the first 2 batters were retired, Matt Wessinger doubled to the left center field gap, continuing a hot start to the series, and Phelan Lentini would follow with an RBI single to center. That would make it a 3-2 lead. Lentini went to second on an error, but Dan Lyons popped to center. That would end that threat. Either way, though, the Ducks still had the lead. Long Island had an opportunity then in the fourth to extend the lead when Gotai walked to lead off the inning and Blank doubled to left field with 1 out. And so the Ducks had runners at second and third, 1 out, and the first of a couple big missed opportunities there for the Ducks as Matt Wessinger would strike out looking, and then Phelan Lentini had a high, deep drive in the air to left that on a normal night probably leaves the yard. But with the wind blowing in hard from left towards the right field foul line, the ball was kept in and caught at the wall by Lamonta for the final out. If that goes out, it's a 6-2 ball game. Instead, it kept it 3-2. And then in the bottom half of the fourth inning, after Bobby Blevins escaped a first and second 1-out jam in the fourth, in the bottom of the fifth inning, Lamonta would double to open up the inning, and Cordero would follow with a single to right that put runners at the corners with nobody out. Blevins would strike out Jeff Dominguez for the first out, but Rene Tassoni hit a high fastball in a right field for a base hit that would score Lamonta and tie up the ball game at 3 apiece. So the Skeeters had runners at first and second with 1 out. Jeremy Barfield, the dangerous hitter, coming to the plate. And Blevins obviously was looking for the ground ball to try and turn to and end the inning, keeping the game tied, and he got just that. A ground ball hit right to where Ruben Gotai was playing towards second base, but Gotai lifted up the glove too quickly. It hit off his glove, trickled through his legs. Everybody was safe, and instead of an inning-ending double play, the bases were loaded with 1 out for Travis Scott. That would be huge. Scott would hit a ground ball to first. Blank would get it and step on first, but he could not get outs either at home or at second. So the go-ahead run scored and made it 4-3. And then Delwyn Young followed with a double into the right center field gap just out of the reach of Phelan Lentini, who got a little bit of a late break on it. 2 runs scored, and all told 4 runs in the inning, only 1 of which was earned. And the Skeeters at that point had a 6-2 lead, and that would be enough. Long Island in the 7th loaded up the bases with 1 out on 2 singles and an error. But manager Gary Gaetti took out Ryan Matthews, who had come in for Thompson at that point, brought in Dan Runsler, the lefty, to turn Cleary Jr. around to the right side, and he promptly grounded into an inning-ending 1-2-3 double play. In the 8th, the Ducks were able to get a run on the board when Cody Puckett doubled to left with 1 out, moved to third on a wild pitch, and scored on Ruben Gotai's sacrifice fly. Mike Dowd then singled the left center to put the tying run at the plate in the form of Mike Blank. And again, Gaetti went to his bullpen, called on the righty Andrew Johnston, and he got Blank to ground it to the force out at second. The moves worked out for Gaetti. 6-4 going into the 9th, and Derek Loop retired the side in order, getting 2 strikeouts and a flyout, a deep flyout to left center from Dan Lyons to end the game, and the Skeeters hung on for the win by the final count of 6-4. Final totals from tonight's game for the Ducks: they had 4 runs on 10 hits and an error. They left 7 men on base, though, and for the Skeeters, 6 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors. They left 4. Winning pitcher Aaron Thompson, despite the rough start, he improves to 9-5 on the year. Bobby Blevins, despite allowing only 3 earned runs in 7 innings, gets hurt by his defense tonight and falls to 2-12. As Derek Loop ends up picking up the save, his 30th of the season. The game took a brisk 2 hours and 34 minutes in front of 3,489 here at Constellation Field. Time to hand out tonight's Player of the Game award, and tonight we'll give it to Jeremy Barfield of the Skeeters, who was 2 for 4 at the plate with a 2-run home run. Also scored twice and hit that ground ball that ended up going through the legs of Gotai. That really was the turning point of this game, in addition to the fly ball to left that was caught at the wall off the bat of Lentini, the game would have been 6-2 in favor of the Ducks at that point, and they could have very well gone on and get the win. But that ball stays in the yard. The error on the ball hit by Barfield to Goatseye, and the next thing you know, the Skeeters have a 6-2 lead, and they would not relinquish it. We'll take one more break. When we come back, the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll wrap things up from Sugar Land, Texas.
Hey fans, this is infielder Matt Wessinger, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Long Island's Ford Giant is bigger and better than ever. Sayville Ford celebrating the grand opening of their new state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's grand opening celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's grand opening savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back here at Constellation Field as the Long Island Ducks fall tonight by a final count of 6-4. Tough one for the Ducks tonight, who had the lead for the first half of this game and lost it in the fifth, allowing 4 runs, only one of which was earned. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Some big results from around the Atlantic League tonight. Every game is now final. First, we will talk about Somerset and Bridgeport. They played a day-night doubleheader today at the ballpark at Harbor Yard, and the Bluefish sweeping both games of the day-night doubleheader. They take game one by a final count of 6-4. The winning pitcher was Samir Basio, who improves to 2-3. Kyler Newby in relief got the loss. He fell to 1-2, no save. Brian Van Kirk, his 4th home run of the year for Somerset, and 2 RBIs for Andy Chavez, leading the way for Bridgeport, who scored 2 in the bottom of the 6th of that 7-inning game and won it by a final count of 6-4. Game 2 was a 9-inning contest, and the Bluefish jumped out with 10 unanswered runs, after falling behind 3-0, and they win it 10-3, including 6 runs in the 6th inning. The winning pitcher ends up being Jonathan Albaladejo. Another victory for him as he improves to 14-6. Mickey Story, the loss in relief of Alexis Candelario. He falls to 1-9, no save in that one. In the home run department, David Vidal hit his 25th, tied with Jeremy Barfield for the league lead. For Somerset, Wellington Totel, his 6th of the year for Bridgeport. Totel had 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. So a big sweep of the day-night doubleheader for the Bluefish. A look at the second half Liberty Division standings now shows that the Bluefish have closed to within 2 games of first place Somerset. They each have 6 more to play. They each have 5 more to play. So 2-game difference with 5 to play. And those two will face each other again tomorrow. Meanwhile, the New Britain Bees in extra innings end up defeating the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 4-3. The winning pitcher was Sean Gilblair, who improves to 4-2. The loser, Craig Stem, falls to 3-8. Steve Carrillo, his 3rd home run of the year for New Britain, as the Bees scored a run in the 10th to take the lead, the 11th, to take the lead and get the win. For the Bees, they also got RBIs from Steve Carrillo and James McGuigan and Greg Golson. And meanwhile, for the Blue Crabs, 2 RBIs from Brian Nelson on the night. So that win for New Britain plus the 2 Somerset losses mean that New Britain is now within 3 games of first place in the second half standings. And with the win, New Britain stays within a game of the Skeeters in the wild card chase should that come into play. So big wins tonight for Bridgeport and New Britain, and an absolutely horrible day for the Somerset Patriots in regard to their playoff hopes. As for the Lancaster Barnstormers, they win 8-6 over the York Revolution. So with the Revolution loss and the Skeeters win, the Skeeters and the Revs are now tied for first place in the second half Freedom Division standings at 35-30. If that was the way the season would end, then Sugarland would get in as the second half Freedom Division champion, and they would face York in the first round. Winning pitcher was Joe Gardner, who improved to 3-1. The loser, James Simmons, fell to 11-9. Corey Burns, his 29th save of the year. Travis Witherspoon hit his 10th home run of the season for York. Jared Mitchell went deep for his 7th. And meanwhile, for Lancaster, Trayvon Robinson hit his 14th home run. Josh Bell hit his 19th homer, and Sean Halton hit his 22nd. Ball was flying at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Bell had 4 RBIs and 2 runs scored. So that'll do it for the Atlantic League out-of-town scoreboard. Meanwhile, on the Major League scoreboard, the Yankees with a big win, a 3-0 shutout victory over the Dodgers at Yankee Stadium. Adam Warren got the win for New York. He improves to 3-1 on the year. The loser was Ross Stripling, who falls to 4-7. The save to Dylan Betances is 11th of the year. The Yankees got home runs from Jacoby Ellsbury, his 9th, Didi Gregorius, his 18th, and Gary Sanchez again goes deep, his 14th of the year. So 3 solo homers for the Yankees as they get the 3-0 win. The Mets allowed 2 runs in the 9th inning for the Nationals to tie the game, but the Mets come back with a run in the 10th, and they win it 4-3 over Washington. A big win for the Mets. Joris Familia, the win, improved to 3-3. Mark Melanson, the loser, fell to 2-2. Jerry Blevins picks up his first save of the year. TJ Rivera, the home run in the 10th inning off of Melanson, his first of the season. Meanwhile, the Nationals had 2 RBIs from Wilson Ramos, 1 from Anthony Rendon to account for their runs, but a big win for the Mets and their playoff hopes. Texas Rangers ended up defeating the Houston Astros in a local matchup about 35 minutes away at Minute Maid Park. The United States men's hockey team with a victory 3-2 in pre-tournament action of the World Cup of Hockey. They win it 3-2 in Finland against Finland in Washington, D.C. today. Derek Stepan of the Rangers with his 2nd goal already of the pre-tournament. And the New York Liberty fell at home tonight to the Washington Mystics 75-62. So that'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard. This series will wrap up tomorrow. The rubber game of the 3-game set. Again, a 7:05 first pitch local time here in Texas, 8:05 if you're joining us on the East Coast. For the Ducks, lefty Daniel Herrera will take the mound. He has been absolutely spectacular of late on the mound. His knuckleball has been dancing and moving very well. He is now 2-1 with a 4.72 ERA on the season, but has been spectacular in his last 4 outings. The Ducks are hoping for more of that tomorrow. Meanwhile, righty Sean Gallagher will take the mound for the Skeeters. He has had a fine season this year. 10-8 record, a 3.74 ERA, and an opportunity again for the Ducks to win their first series since the first one of the month of August. That'll wrap things up tonight here at Constellation Field. Once again, the final score, the Skeeters 6 and the Ducks 4. We invite you to join us for our next Ducks broadcast, which will be tomorrow night when the Ducks and the Skeeters wrap up this 3-game series, final game of the season here in Texas. Pre-game show begins at 6:50 local time, 7:50 back on Long Island. First pitch at 8:05 on the East Coast, 7:05 here in Texas. Follow all the action right here on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. My name is Michael Pollock. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday night with me. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. We'll do it all over again on Wednesday night here from Sugar Land. Good night and so long from the Lone Star State.